Hello and welcome to Sunday Breakfast right here on Channel 1 TV with me, Inu Safo. How are you doing this Sunday morning? It's a wet Sunday morning and a very nice weather at that. I thoroughly enjoy the rain. Anybody who knows me knows that I'm a pluviophile. So pluviophiles are lovers of rain and cold weather, them kinds of song. Yeah, so I'm loving the weather. The only thing I don't understand is why is it raining in February? And I understand that all delivery guys were grounded yesterday, so Charlie. But after the rains, I'm sure you got your parcels and you thoroughly enjoyed Valentine's Day. We'll be talking about Valentine's Day today, especially for those who were left a bit disappointed. We're going to be speaking to Dr. Annie Gazy on how to get over that feeling and, progress with your life, because Charlie, life must move on. Whether you were disappointed or whether you had a good day yesterday, life will still move on. Aside that, we have a health segment. We're also going to do a bit of sports. We're going to do a bit of gospel music. So it's a fully packed show. And I can't wait for you to be a part of it. And so if you do want to send us any messages, which you thoroughly will enjoy to read right here on the show for you, send it to that WhatsApp number, 0204 447 033. 0204 447 033. Alternatively, you can go on our social media pages and send your message with the hashtag Sunday Breakfast, and we'll read your messages right here on the show. My name is Inu Safo, and you can at me across all social media handles, Inu_S, across all social media platforms, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, all the grams, Facebook, just, Inu_S, and I will definitely interact with you there. It's going to be an amazing show, I can promise you that, and I hope you stick and stay with us. Even when you're going to church, you just jump on our YouTube and you can still listen on the way. But when you're entering church, I beg you can put the phone aside. Hi, Jude. How are you doing?
I'm thriving, Eno. Yeah.
What's up?
Good morning to you.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm very well.
I met a man in traffic today who said I was Mr. Morning Man.
Just dawn.
Exactly.
On your way to work.
You won't believe it.
He saw you. Why? Were your windows down?
In traffic. I don't use a tinted. I'm not part of the fornicators.
What does that mean? Are you trying to say that anybody whose car is tinted fornicates?
Most young people.
Most young people.
Yes. those
you'll definitely start a revolution soon. But anyway, and he said you're Mr. Morning Man.
Yeah. He saw me at the Jolus traffic light.
Oh, right.
It's like, Charlie, this early morning that I'm going, so I'm going. I'm like, Charlie, how you going to do? Shout outs to him. His name is Eko.
His name is Eko. Oh,
that's what
hi,
he says.
Eko. Good morning.
Yeah. Himself, I think, is on his way to church or something. I don't know.
Okay.
Anyway, amazing.
Probably Catholic. We're the ones who go to church at 6 a.m. and 6:30.
Yeah, but to be able to, maybe he watches us on Saturday as well, because to leave that early means that he doesn't see us Sundays, and maybe on pastor or call once every blue moon.
People go to church, but then they'll slip out during offertory or something and come and watch us.
Hey,
yeah, especially the health segment. I know someone who doesn't miss it for nothing, regardless of where they are.
It's very important. It's absolutely important.
Yeah.
Wow. Yesterday, it's so windy.
And so, Katre.
Hey, Ghana for.
You had fun?
No.
What do you mean by no?
I went to pass by, American Embassy. Mm-hmm. So from like the Togo Embassy roundabout, entering, actually from like the Joseph what's the name of that street? Anyway, so to go Embassy roundabout, entering all the way Cantonment towards American Embassy. You know, there's some plush restaurants. I think there's Shogun somewhere. There's Clap at the top. There's Pate Show. Hey, I'm on for Germany. You know, and I saw videos from Osu as well. Fair to say, people had lots of fun.
I'm glad they did.
People
At a point, people were teasing people on social media that because of the rain,
Charlie, in the evening, I saw you. I saw say,
I mean, it's in the jai. I told the whole day they didn't come on for money.
Charlie, I said the Shogun car park was
overflowing.
I kid you not. You know, of course, there are like many restaurants within that but like that whole place was choked. That's the point I'm making, you know. Anyway, so Charlie, no, we chopped the thing finish.
I'm glad people had fun.
Yeah, by now the roast people go buy plate, they die.
You won't die after one day, please.
How long will it take for it to die?
It can last about 2 weeks.
Oh, really?
If you take care of it properly, yeah.
Oh, really?
You're supposed to trim the stem every 2 days, change the water, and then the water you put sugar, vinegar, mix it, and then put the stems back inside, the roses back inside.
You're fine.
So that it feeds it, yeah.
Oh, I think we should do like
I love flowers, so.
We should do like a public education on how to, you know, keep flowers, you know, particularly rose, you know, in the aftermath of this.
Yeah? Adverts, flowers by what's Ja or JA?
Yeah, I'm up for you, bro.
Oh yeah, people have fun.
And I think
and then guess what?
Tell me.
My article came to pass. Condoms were left on the shelf, so I'm assuming people didn't, you know, do after things.
What, there's a metric to see how many condoms are being bought?
Well, according to the pharmacists, none of them at all were bought.
Really?
Prior to. So either people had already purchased it in advance or didn't use it at all. And that report was filed by Falzuma Saudi yesterday.
And the report was that condoms
were stuck on the shelf at pharmacies.
So I think it was an interesting day yesterday. Shout outs to everybody that had time and spent time with their loved ones. And also, let me say that I saw a lot of like positive sexual education, right?
Yeah.
In the midst of it. So for example, your article, you know, made rounds. I saw a couple of others from, you know, counselors urging, you know, safe sex during the period, because you see, it will be hypocritical to suggest that people won't do it anyway, you know.
Yeah.
You know, so the point is that if you are going to do it anyway, make sure you are doing it under very safe conditions, right? So that was important to see. I know it's been a very busy news week. I don't know if a very, very busy news week, you know, politically, issues around cocoa dominated the week, of course. There were also issues around
no-bed syndrome.
No-bed syndrome, which, you know, came sad to the fore towards the end of the week. And yesterday, a very, very devastating, you know, explosion. About 6-7 cars involved.
Yeah.
Any fatalities?
Oh, yes. Let me go to the Ghana National Fire Service WhatsApp. So they reported GNFS. Okay. So they reported that a total of 15 casualties were recorded, 11 males, 4 females, 8 critically injured victims were referred for further treatment, 4 were discharged, including 1 against medical advice, and 3 fatalities. 2 males and 1 female were sadly burnt beyond recognition and handed over to the police for investigation and preservation.
Really, really tragic. And
so that's on the
of course,
fire service page.
Our deepest condolences to the bereaved families.
You know, when you're burnt beyond recognition, remember the helicopter crash, we had to fly their bodies, their bones to South Africa for DNA testing. I'm assuming, how will families identify these charred, I don't want to say charred bodies, but yes. How will families identify these charred bodies? Because this is Ghana where we don't have fingerprints on record. We don't have DNA. People don't even go get their teeth, because you can check someone's DNA by using their teeth or their tooth. We don't have that. We don't even do autopsies when people die, so that just in case whatever killed them runs in the family, you know how or what to do or what kind of medical care the family should seek. But there's a country that doesn't do that. So I don't know how those 2 or 3 child bodies are going to be identified by family.
I think you should bring us
at the hospital morgue.
Yeah.
For what, God knows how long, until the police say they're, taking bodies out, unclaimed bodies out of their morgues and throwing, doing a mass burial for bodies that have been unclaimed. It's sad.
We should probably reach out to the mortuary workers. No, the
hospitals.
To find out what the process is like when some of these things happen. I don't know, maybe you want to bring us all the stories. I think we should delve into read it if you have it.
Or
maybe some of the headlines first.
Yeah,
right?
Let me do the headlines first. So I'm on channel1newsonline.com. Some of the stories you'll find on our portal. Vehicle prices drop 15% as city stabilizes. Oh, good time to buy a new car.
You don't think it's just the threat of the Chinese dominance in the auto space?
Jitor.
Charlie, all of them. There's Cherry, there's Tank,
Zonda,
there's Zonda, there's Changfang, there's Haval.
My word.
Please.
And their prices are lower than if you go buy a used car.
Absolutely.
So if you, rather than buy a used car, you can buy a brand new one for the same price.
And the point is that you're not just buying a brand new car, you're buying a brand new car that is sleeker, interiorly, the interior of the car much nicer. Of course, we are yet to see the durability, right?
Yeah.
For me, I'll say that a lot of people who use these cars tell me that they are pretty much durable. They travel off-road, the car is still pretty much strong.
Yeah.
All of the conditions of our road is able to withstand. But there's also the durability and longevity, right? So how long will it be able to withstand the test of time? When you talk about a Land Cruiser, Accra to Tumu, you're sure it'll take you. So if there's enough research to suggest that these cars is going to pass that longevity in terms of durability, there will not be any competition in the next 5 years. Because even me, I'm considering buying a Chinese car. Yeah. So, and I don't immediately have the means. So you can imagine those who have the means and want something better for themselves.
All right, let me do some other headlines on channel1newsonline.com. Efutu records decline in fire incidents in 2025, according to the Ghana National Fire Service. Valentine's Day sees drop in condom sales in Accra. Frank Davis to OSP, be serious with Ghanaians. Invest in tour amid projected fuel price hikes. COPEC is urging government. Valentine's Day, Mahama reaches out to widows of helicopter crash victims. Oh, our president is so thoughtful. Other stories you'll find on channel1newsonline.com. Haruna Idrisi discharged after accident. Mahama, new Bandung spirit shaping Ghana's global partnerships. Other stories you'll find on channel1newsonline.com. CPC PBC revival set to transform Ghana's cocoa sector. Ni Pakbu. Joe Jackson, Cocoa Board must stick to core mandate. And Burundi's Ndayishimiye, elected 2026 AU chair, Mahama secures first vice position. 22 arrested over human trafficking and cybercrime in Pokwase, and police launch probe into Nsawam Accra tanker explosion. Other stories you find: woman found dead in boyfriend's room at Somenya, and excessive axle loads blamed for Takwa Aguna Nkwanta road damage, according to the Deputy Minister of Roads and Highways. Ghana Free Zones Authority ends Chocolate Week, encourages local cocoa support. And Val's Day fever love is in the air, but protection is staying on the shelf. And God please heal me, Moisha Badong, with that.
There are some interesting stories here. Similar, some of them similar to what you brought us. So 3 burnt, 5 vehicles destroyed in Nsawam Accra fuel tanker crash, and we are being told that the death toll has gone much higher. We bring you excerpts of that. Automobile dealers announced 15% reduction in vehicle prices. Eserun Ketia, who is chairman for the NDCs in the news, says mismanagement under a Akufo-Addo government worsened cocoa crisis. Invest in tour to shield consumers from global fuel shocks, COPEC to government. Overloaded bauxite manganese trucks destroying Taka Aguna in Kwanta Road. That's coming in from Alas and Suini, who is Deputy Roads and Highways Minister. OSP is abusing the office. That's from Frank Davids. And also here, Mahama sends Valentine's message to widows of helicopter crash victims. Fifi Boafo, former spokesperson for Cocoa Board in the Estol administration, says cocoa price reduction is cruelty against farmers. Lordina Mahama attends OFLAD meeting on the sidelines of the AU summit. And to some rather good news, Haruna Idrisu, Minister for Education, has been discharged after the road accident, many have described as near fatal. In the OT region, the police have vowed to crack down on drug ammunition smuggling. And these are some of the big stories on citynewsroom.com.
I'm on graphiconline.com. Graphiconline.com. Some of the stories. Stop sharing the videos. Gender Minister warns over leaked intimate videos linked to Russian. Public sector employees who do not verify Ghana card details on how e-payslip platform by March 15, on new e-payslip platform by March 15, risk having salaries suspended, according to the Controller and Accountant General. Ghana Airport Company warns public against fake recruitment advert circulating online. And cybersecurity warns public of Valentine's Day cyber scams. Fire Service to launch automated fire safety compliance system to modernize regulation. And a suspect has been arrested over killing of policeman at Zebula. 3 people burnt, several injured in Suhum, Accra tanker explosion after driver lost control, according to police.
So
10
it's 3 people.
burnt. That's what Graphic is reporting.
And the fire service is saying?
Same 3.
Same 3.
Yeah.
So where from the 15?
No, total fatalities recorded.
Okay, including like injuries and everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Hold on. Let me finish with this one. Bamia has been speaking on attacks during NPP primary, and he said it was a storm of lies. And the Gender Ministry has begun investigations into the alleged sharing of intimate videos of Ghanaian women by Russian nationals. So those are some of the stories you'll find on graphiconline.com.
The Ghana News Agency is reporting Ghana Free Zones Authority climaxes chocolate week urges patronage of domestic cocoa product. President Mahama champions gender equality at AU Summit. Doma Central cocoa farmers justify new producer price demand structural reforms. Fugu sellers welcome government's National Fugu Day celebration, which was on Wednesday. Dopa students eat in open shed, and I'm trying to find out which school is Dopa. So that's the Dodi Papasi Senior High Technical School. So they have no cafeteria, right, or canteen, and they are forced to eat in the open. Moving on to some other stories, right? Cocoa price slash shows NDC's insensitivity to farmers. That's coming in from the MPP, an MPP communicator. And to some other final story, Chinese investors encouraged to lead with integrity in Ghana's growth agenda. That's an interesting story on Ghana News Agency as well. Alleged human trafficking syndicate busted at Pokuase. And these are the big stories on GhanaNewsAgency.com.
Okay, I'm on newscenter.com. Newscenter.com. Burundi's Ndayishimiye elected as AU chairperson. I hope I'm pronouncing his name right and I'm not butchering it. 3 dead on Accra and one.
You butcher my. It's okay.
They should forgive me.
I want to catch you.
It's like how people mention my name, Eno.
Yeah, Charlie.
Yeah.
Charlie too,
It is what it is. Still on newscenter.com. 3 dead on Accra and Sawam in fiery fuel tanker crash. The digital web and the Russian man saga. Why IT law is more than just hacking. Interpol removes red notice against Ofori Atta. 18-year-old jailed for stealing iPhone 11 in Takwa. GNFS, that's the Ghana National Fire Service, to launch automated fire safety system. And man in court for posing as soldier to woo nurse at 37 military hospital. Oh, you say oh.
No comment.
He had to pose as a military. Oh, to woo a nurse at 37 military. That's kind of sweet.
It's irresponsibility.
Plus, you were lying, Charlie. Why are you deceitful? It's deceitful as well, but it's cute.
It is lust. It is deceit. It is irresponsibility. And, there's nothing romantic about this. I'm looking for nicer words to say in place of foolishness. But it is what it is.
Because how long were you going to keep up with this scam?
So we'll go with irresponsibility.
Okay.
Anyway, Charlie, guys, if a girl like you, she'll like you. Charlie, it's not that deep. Anyway.
The news center was also giving you 5 places that you could spend your Valentine's Day. It's still not too late to, share your love with them.
Beg you, a trim. The Valentine's Day crowd should do it like April Fool. After 12 o'clock, it should end.
No. Charlie, speak for yourself, please.
People are taking it too far. People are taking it too far. Yeah,
speak for yourself.
Because Valentine's Day, teddy bear, then chocolate, then maybe a rose flower or cake. The cast in there, maybe. No, they should stop that. Munjai, sir. Anyway, no. No, they are spoiling the thing.
Spoiling what thing?
Somebody
wants to choose that day to show a special kind of love.
Please. In fact, I saw one funny social media reel that said that all I want for Valentine is a piece of land, and they've tied it to the ribbon.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's an expensive Valentine gift.
To be,
but
measured.
It's worth it. Well, I mean, if the person who she's dating can afford it.
Yeah, let's all play according to the rule book.
There's a rule book for Valentine's Day.
Buy rose. Is there not a rule book? Who said that? Why don't you?
There are no rules showing someone how much you love them.
Why don't we share sunflowers or the other flowers? Why is it rose all the time? Those are rules. They are unspoken, but they are rules. Why do we wear red and not orange or yellow? They are rules. So please,
undocumented rules.
Let us stick to the rules. Why are people changing the thing? Why are you changing the thing? Calling pressure for young people. I mean, guys, don't be pressured anyway. Don't watch anybody.
Don't mind you. If you can go all out,
please don't go any all out. Go and buy rose and teddy bear and buy chocolate. In fact, buy golden tree chocolate. Oh, Charlie. Now you buy ABB rice and Ghana rice. In fact, there's another one, Nana rice, and cook it to your house. In fact, Nana rice, their branding is even red already. Anyway, let me know. On the international front, right? There's so much happening. In fact, the Milan Cortina Winter Olympics is going on. Have you been following?
Not the games, but I mean, I saw the headline yesterday where condoms were finished in 3 days?
Exactly. There are so many interesting backstories to the Winter Olympics, and it makes for a really interesting read if you follow. Let me take you to the BBC, right? BBC.com. President Obama, in the US, they say once a president,
always a president.
Absolutely. So President Obama addresses racist video shared by Trump depicting him and his wife as an ape. Now, the president lamented the lack of shame and decorum among public officials. Now, he didn't mention Trump by name, but as accounts will say, Ekutia. Moving on, Russia killed opposition leader Alexei Navalny using that frog toxin, UK says. Wow. Iran ready to discuss compromises to reach nuclear deal, Minister tells the BBC in Tehran. Trump will be gone in 3 years. Top Democrats try to reassure Europe. Comes with a photograph of AOC, right? And also Gavin Newsom. I think he's mayor for one of the places like California, I'm sure. And I know there's an interesting article, right? It says, is this a very Chinese time in your life? The trend boosting China's soft power. So if you're interested in global, the global world order, and the power dynamics, you want to get on the BBC and read that story. In our brothers, right, in Nigeria, motorbike raids on villages kill at least 30 in Nigeria. Wow. That's serious, right? Motorbike raids, on villages kills at least 30 in Nigeria. We also know that the U.S., have sent some troops to Nigeria. So we'll be following keenly that story as it unfolds. Like they say unya edaishia now asansu. And I read them in America.
Debbie is there, but it's not Edanya na budget.
Na budget. Okay. It's unya budget share now asansu sibudiano. So we'll be following developments in Nigeria keenly as it unfolds. Are there any ones you want to just read briefly?
Yes. Should we do the police?
The tanker.
Yes. So the police have launched a probe into the Nsawam-Accra tanker explosion. And a bit of that story on channel1newsonline.com reads, police have launched investigations into a gory fuel tanker explosion at Ntwaso on the main Accra-Kumasi highway. The incident occurred in the early hours of Saturday, February 14, 2026, when a fuel tanker reportedly burst into flames after a collision on the Nsawam-Accra stretch on the highway. Preliminary reports indicate that the impacts of the crash triggered the fire, leading to a massive explosion. At least 5 cars and 5 motorbikes were completely destroyed in the inferno. Reports from the scene suggest that about 3 victims were burnt beyond recognition. Although emergency responders at the time are still working to confirm the exact number of casualties, personnel from the Ghana National Fire Service were deployed to contain the fire and prevent further spread, battling the flames for several hours before bringing the situation under control. Officials from the National Disaster Management Organization, together with other rescue teams, are assessing the scene and assisting with recovery efforts. And the pictures, oh man.
Very gory, right?
Gory pictures. Viewer discretion, totally advised if you decide to go on Channel 1 News Online to look at the read the story.
Condolences to the family. And again, it brings to the fore issues around the standards in a case of an emergency, right? Of course, remember the very harrowing scenes when the helicopter crash happened and some unfortunate scenes, and I'm referring to the way the charred bodies were conveyed from, at the time, it spoke of our lack of preparedness for emergencies, and you would have felt that, like, after that incident, a lot of measures will be put in place to prevent, subsequent fatalities or subsequent tragedies of that nature. I was expecting that the place would have been properly cordoned off. In fact, there was a video where somebody was filming and somebody trapped, was saying, oh, I need help, and you're filming. And the person was very close to the scene. So for me, what were the emergency systems put in place? Was the ambulance on a speed call, the police, how quickly did they arrive at the scene? If you look at the pictures from the scene, you clearly see a very chaotic, these things are not issues that will be solved in a year. I don't expect that in a year's time we'll have like a very perfect emergency response system, but we should see some progress, right? And of course, there are also issues of people attacking fire service all of those things need to stop. So maybe we'll have an extended conversation on this, but I think that we need to put in place an efficient emergency response, because what the thing about it is that it saves more lives in the long term. Right?
Have you watched 911?
I think I've seen bits and pieces of it.
You should watch it. So it's a series that it kind of shows you what the first responders in the U.S. do. So as the fire service moves, it has an ambulance behind it, and the police comes in.
Was it in relation to the Twin Tower disaster?
No. It's just a series that shines light on their first responders and how quickly they move in to solve situations or save lives. And I look at the equipment that they have and how swiftly they move once they get the call. I'm like,
was 911 an emergency call line before the attack, or it became after the attack?
No. It's always been
even before the attack.
Even before the attack.
You feel
the
like
attack just happened on 9/11.
I saw it just happened. Like, if you look at the thinking and the plan, they
could have been planned for 9/11, but yeah. So I totally agree with you. I saw people holding cameras and filming very close to that tanker.
Yeah, they tamper with the evidence but that's the thing, is there even going to be any proper investigation, right?
We always hear
forensic
that we'll
investigation,
and we'll give you details.
But that's the problem.
Know.
So
even the helicopter crash, we don't know.
To be fair, they came out and explained. There was a press briefing from the government explaining everything that happened. They had a committee, addressed the press, so we'll give them that, right? It's another thing to say that we felt like a lot more details could have been given, or a lot more, responsibility could have been, whatever it is. But, the point is that, we need a proper emergency response, right? I travel on the motorway every day, and I see the kind of things that happen there, right? And I'm so convinced that if we have an efficient emergency, we'll save a lot more lives. So I would want to plead, right, with our interior ministry, because it basically handles the fire service, the ambulance, service, the police, immigration, basically law enforcement, homeland security sort of. We need an efficient, see, he can take it, Honorable Muntaka can take it as his project and say, this is my legacy to Ghanaians, that after leaving office, of course, we left behind a very responsive law enforcement, but also a law enforcement that was ready in a case of an emergency, because, should the worst happen, we pray to God that it
Another
doesn't.
thing that I would advocate for is that along our highways, there should be huge barrels of water. So when you go to the US, you realize that on the highway, they have barrels of water at certain points. So that just in case a car crashes or something,
Crash into
that, and the water would,
Is it a short-term thing or a long? Do you feel like it's a developed country kind of thing, or we can adopt it?
We can adopt it. Why can't we adopt it? I mean, we're now going to I don't know if the reconstruct is the right word, but we're going to construct the Accra Kumasi Highway into a major motorway. The motorway is also being constructed, right? So
we can incorporate
we can incorporate that into those, so that at certain points there are these huge barrels of water. You see them in an intersection, so that in case anything is happening,
the engineer should tell us the feasibility of it, because it sounds great to me, right?
I mean, it's amazing. I've seen an accident in the US where so the driver veered into that, so the water splashed onto his car, and
rather than running into some concrete slab or some guardrail that would rather kill you.
Yeah, I'm not saying there are no guardrails. There are guardrails there, but at certain points you'll find those barrels of water or whatever is in that thing. And it kind of helps until the first responders get there. So yes, that's something that they can look at.
The point is that we just need proper coordination. We need efficiency in response. We need a lot more, attention to detail, and care. Sometimes fire service people arrive, there's no water in their tank. Sometimes the ambulance will take forever to arrive. I've called an ambulance and it came on time. So I think they're trying their best. And again, we'll give credit to the previous government. Before they came into power, they had only about 50 ambulances the whole country. So they did some work in improving the numbers. But it's not okay just having the ambulance. It should be more efficient, and that's where this government can build on it, right? So we will pray that things fall in place. Prayers alone won't solve it.
No.
And also the citizens, our attitude. Charlie, sometimes.
I would say Jay Bana whole video.
I mean. Yeah, well, I'm not even saying that he should have gone to help pull the person, but anyway, I don't know. Yeah, I wanted to bring you the story on automobile dealers announcing a 15% reduction in vehicle prices, but I think the headline is the story itself. So I don't know, maybe in the show, mention it very briefly, and we'll see. 15%. That's quite a drop. So we'll see how that goes. Anyway, all right, guys, that's all time will allow us for our news review segment. We'll take a quick break. When we are back, we have an exciting ministration for you, and don't go away. We'll be right back.
Shall bow, every tongue confess that Jesus Christ is Lord. Every knee shall bow, every tongue confess that Jesus Christ is Lord. Oh, you're right. Oh, you're right. No, I'm sorry if you're full. Oh, you're right. Oh, yes. Kocho Jenina Beku to know Tetrema Bepe Mwaka. Said Jesus, oh, you're right. Koto Jenina Beko to know Tetrema Bepe Mwaka. Said Jesus, oh, you're right. We glorify your name. We glorify, oh, your name. Oh, our Lord, we glorify your name. We glorify your name. We glorify your name. Oh, our Lord, we glorify your name. We glorify your name. We glorify your name. Oh, our Lord, we glorify your name. Yeshawudin and Onyam. Yeshawudin and Onyam. Eradi. Yeshawudin and Onyam. Yeshawudin and Onyam. Yeshawudin and Onyam. Oh, Eradi. Yeshawudin and Onyam. We glorify your name. We glorify your name. Yeah. Oh, our Lord, we glorify your name. Yeshawudine Nonyam. Yeshawudine Nonyam. Oh, yes, Lord. Irade Yeshawudi Udina Yewawa Na Dumashe Mumma Irade Udina Ayewawa. Yeah. Ishira Womu Udina Yewawa Na Dumashe Mumma Jesus Udina Yewawa. How is Mitrio Midano One Maban Dende Martinina. Oh, you're my hope, my everything. How is Mitrio Midano One Maban Dende madini na mi gwankobia many da so mahodi madini na mi gwankobia many da so mahodi my all in all, my strong tower, my safe refuge. You are my strength, my dinina, mi bankobia, many danso, my holding. Many dance on you, yes. When life's failing me, many dance on you, when men fail, you stand strong, many dance on you, you have never failed us, many dance on you, many dance on you, yeah, you are all we have, many dance on you, yeah, many dance on you. I'll lift up my eyes unto the hills, from whence comes my help cometh from the Lord. Hey, the Lord who made the heavens and the earth. Hey, many dance on you. Yeah, many dance on you. Yeah, many dance on you. Many dance on you. Oh, very ashatekena. Mahuodin. Many dance on you. And you are the ever faithful one. We will trust in you. And you are faithful. Jesus, you are true. And you are the ever, forever faithful one. We will trust in you. Some may trust in horses and chariots, but we will trust in you. You're the ever faithful one. We will trust in you. Now, bandin and you, Womana, until for Nina Johnny Betwa. Womana, until for Nina Benya Foudi. Abandoned and you, hey, Womana, until for Nina Benya Foudi. Abandoned you, Womana, until for Nina Benya Foudi. Abandoned Jehovah, yeah, yeah, He's holy. You are no name, hey, I hold till fall. One need us on you all, or no, now, yeah, Jehovah, yeah, you are holy. You exalt you. I hold till fall. One in need of Suniwo. One guana, oh yeah. Come. I hold till fall. All the saints gather. They need us soon. You are hope against. Oh no, yeah. Oh yeah, come. Jehovah, oh yeah, come. Oh, Selevenia Tena. You are no need. Uni come. Till you fall. One need us soon. Oh, Sevenia Casena time. And I hear Shirawo. Asafu Yehovah, oh yeah, clone. Na ye mauso, uni asafu Yehovah, oh yeah, clone. Na ye shirawo, asafu Yehovah. Oh yeah, come, come. Na yema uso asafu Yehovah revedi sevaina. Oh yeah, come. Jesus. Oh, team order. You never change. Jesus. Any night, Jesus. Oh, team order. Now, yeah, Jesus. He's the God of yesterday. Now, yeah, Nesu Jesus. Oh, your Jesus. Oh, team, order. Now, yeah, energy, he says. Oh, yeah, so Jesus. Oh, your Jesus. Oh, we give you glory, Lord. Oh, team, order. He says, oh yeah, February, Muji, he says, now sounds so, yeah, March, Muji, he says, oh, team, order, oh, your chnasu, Jesus, keep your hope in him. Oh, team, order, oh, your chnasu, Jesus. Oh, team, oh, yeah, my bank, see, ni me chifo, me chem, me guan kobia, mira, me da, wa. Ciudad, uye mabanke si ni mi chifo, mi chem mi guankobia, mira, mi da wa ciudad. Uye mabanke si ni mi chifo, mi chem mi guankobia, oh mira. Mida awa ciudad. Boame eradi eswe. Oh, me ya moa. Say to me ya moa. Anybody need the help of the Lord? Boame radi eswe. Lift your voice and say me ya moa. Say to me ya moa. Boame randi yeswe say Boame randi yeswe oh me yaomboa say de me yaomboa Boame randi yeswe Boame randi yeswe me yaomboa say de me yaomboa me yaomboa say me yaomboa oh without your help we are nothing say de yaomboa ye yaomboa say de yaomboa we have tried our strength has failed ye yaomboa say de yaomboa oh Yehawomoa say de Yehawomoa Onyamitumfo Oshe Yesoda Nana Taban Kesi No boy Yehomba Oba Tampa Okaye Fam Nihon Wama Yehiayen and any day Nina oh Oba Tampa Wokayen Fam Wamayen ya Ehiayen and any day Nina oh Oba Tampa oh yes Wokayen Fam Wamayen ya Ehiayen and any day Nina oh Tampani wo, ukaya famu wo, umayemia and then it now. Be reminded of this. Oh, you Tampa, oh, ukaya famu wo, now umayemia and then it now. Let the words resound in your ears. Oh, you Tampa, ukaya. He never leaves nor forsakes. Oh my and then it now. If you're in need, just know. Oh my Tampani no Kayan family wo. Oh my oh and then it now. Oh my and then it now. Oh my there's an assurance that comes from the presence of God being with us. Oh my he said, I will not leave you nor forsake you. We are not alone. Oh yes. Oh my and then he carries us on eagle's wings. Oh my and then oh forever. Oh my Coven say and then it na rada deliver say na oh my oh my then na oh my oh my and then it na oh yes oh my say Sava oh my and then it now. Oh my and then it now. Said the name of no side. Oh my and Uvenas. Oh my and oh my and oh my and oh my oh my and then it now. Oh my and he gives us food today, everlasting bread. He's the bread of life. He's the bread of life. I have the bread of confess this. I have the bread of life. I have the bread of life. I have the bread of life. Oh my oh my Hallelujah.
Well done. Onyame tumfo wo hwe yen soda watabakese
No boy ban. Oba tampa
okaye famu
Omainia ehiayen ene ni denina Oba tampa okayen family home no mainia ehia. Oh yes, ene ni denina.
Amazing. And what a way, what a ministration, what a powerful moment, you know, bringing up, or let me say, stirring up the spirit. And thank you so much, Mr. Ajiman Prempe. You know, when I saw the name, I was wondering, you know, because there's also another Ajiman Prempe, Denzel. Yeah, Denzel. Yeah. And there's also Prophet Ajiman. So, you know, once you carry that name, it means that, there's unction. Amazing.
Yeah.
But thank you for that amazing ministration. Have you always been doing this?
Yes, I grew up as a pastor's kid, and I mostly was behind the drums.
Okay.
But back in high school, we had a cappella group, so that's how the singing journey started. And my mom was also in a choir.
Okay.
She sang with the late pastor. She's late. Both of them are late.
Oh,
blessed memory.
Condolences.
Yeah. So she sang with late pastor Kabobo, Keke Kabobo. She was on the choir. So she takes us for rehearsals. Yes, and that's how we're learning. And
Wow, so you grew up in a mission house?
yes, basically, yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
it speaks a lot.
Yeah.
Wow. Because I also realized that you sang a lot of the songs, you know, people who grew up in Christian homes grew up singing.
Yeah.
You know, and these are old songs, you know, with a lot of power.
Yeah.
Wow. So at what point did you decide to say, I'm going to go full, not necessarily commercial, right? Because gospel music is not really about the commercial aspect of it. But like, at what point did you realize I was going to go the full throttle of this, right?
I'll say 2 years ago. That was 2024. I think when God is leading you, you know. I've been getting songs for some time, and I've always been singing and arranging them down. But as of 2014, the call came that I'm supposed to. It's time to put these things out, and it's time to get into the ministry in full scale.
Wow. So 2024, it would have meant that you were doing other things before you ventured into music.
No, 2014. Sorry.
2014.
Yes.
Okay,
But before that, so I used to play. I still play drums. I used to play drums. I used to play drums for a couple of ministers. I played for Pastor John Senna.
John Senna?
Yes.
The guitarist?
No, not Prince Senna.
No, okay, Prince Senna is the guitarist.
Evangelist John Senna.
Okay, yeah. John Senna.
John Senna. I played for Pastor Namesi at a point too. Yes, I played for Minister Hoya. Yes.
Amazing.
That's my spiritual mom.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's such a powerful voice.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. So these are the people you've worked with before?
Yes, before, yes.
Interesting. Do you have any music out?
Yes, I do have. Currently, we promoting Ao Yesu. It's one of the songs on my 7-track album. The title of the album is Sounds from Heaven, and it's on all the DSPs, yes.
So the streaming platforms everywhere?
All the streaming
Apple Music?
Apple Music.
So what do we search? Ao Yesu.
Ao Yesu, A-W Yesu. A-W Yesu, yeah.
See the name and everything?
Yeah, A-W Yesu, you can attach Prince Ajimai to it. Once you search, you should get that.
YouTube everywhere?
Everywhere.
Audio Mark.
Wow. But the remaining, so the video for Ao Yesu is on YouTube. That's what we're promoting now. But the other songs are all on the DSP. There's Psalm 91, there's Glorious God, there's Trust in You, the people's favorite, I always say.
Yeah, I would love that you minister some of us for us before you take leave of us. But finally, a lot of people feel like people enter into gospel music because maybe it's a quick way out, right? To probably make money, get some fame, you know, and be a voice.
Yeah.
You know, not necessarily because they want to actually minister. What was your motivation, right? When you heard that call, what motivated you to say, okay, right, I'm going to put all the other businesses I'm doing on the side and also focus on this? Because I know you do other things too as well, right?
Yeah.
Maybe at other time.
I'm a realtor.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm into real estate. My company is Prime Realty Consult.
And I'm sure you own businesses as well.
Yeah, I have some small side
No,
gigs.
you
yeah.
do the
Plenty. I have a music studio as well. Then there's a small food.
The music studio is yours?
Yes, it's mine. Music
Wow.
studio.
Furnished with everything?
Yes, full scale. Electroacoustics.
Okay.
Yeah.
One of these days I should pass by.
You should.
I think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
Wow. So back to my question, right? What was the motivation really for you?
Yeah, because of where the background we've had, my mom used to take us for evangelism and all that. So we've built that culture, and lately I'm understudying under my pastor, and the teachings I've received, I don't see ministry as a way out of life. Ministry is life. The ministry we are doing is life, because when God created man, he said, let us make man in our image. He wanted images. That word image translates as idol. And what an idol is in a shrine, that's what God has made us on earth. So the idol is a physical representation of the unseen deity. So I'm supposed to represent God in every facet of life. So if I was a presenter at CTFM, I'm supposed to represent God here in my best capacity.
Wow.
So ministry is on the street when you're doing evangelism, and also in your office.
So workplace, everywhere.
Yes, everywhere you are. Everywhere you are.
You know, you came here to minister and to talk about your music, but now you've given us a very powerful exhortation.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much. I don't want to waste any much more of your time. Kindly just take us to another realm in the spirit.
Okay.
Amazing.
Thank
you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
You are faithful, Jesus, you are true. You're the ever faithful one. We will trust in you. For some may trust in horses and chariots, but we will trust in you. You are, you're the ever faithful God. Oh, we will trust in you. And you are holy. You're the purest of all beings. In never sacrifice. You're the ever holy one, Lord. We will trust in you. Yeah. For some may trust in horses and chariots, but we will trust in you. Oh, you're the ever faithful God. Oh, we will trust in you. Some may trust in horses and chariots, but we will trust in you. For you are the ever faithful one. You're the ever faithful one. We will trust in you. Yeah. And you are full of wonder. You have proven beyond doubts. Yeah. That you're the ever faithful one. We will trust in you. Ooh, I know, for some may trust in horses and chariots, but we will trust in you. You are. You're the ever faithful God. Oh, we will trust in you. Yeah. Some may trust in their strength and their intellect, but we will forever trust in you. Oh, yes. For you're the ever faithful God. Oh, we will trust in you. You're the magnifies. You're the ever loving one. We will trust in you. Yeah. You are. You're the ever caring one. We will trust in you.
Watching DSTV means getting the TV you love. But staying connected means getting something extra. Stunning. Extra matches, extra dramas, the best local and the world's biggest. Extra laughter, music, movies, and extra vim.
I love it.
Just stay connected or reconnect and get upgraded to the next higher package at no extra cost. Charlie, we got you. Keep watching. Get more with DSTV.
As the days come and go, there's always shit. Let colleagues explore all the planetary bodies. Our mission is in Uranus to treat hemorrhoids, anal fistula, anal fissure, anal incontinence, hidradenitis suppurativa, using laser ligature for pain-free and speedy recovery. On Uranus Street, Accra, is Main Tuber Hospital and Coloproctology Center. Trust Uranus with us and we will delight you. Visit Main Tuber Hospital today or call us on 0244 581 541.
This week on Lifeline, we confront that silent season called feeling stuck, where progress feels slow, direction is blurry, and motivation feels far off. Join Bishop Fred Kwanchi-Mensah as he talks you through the season with his guests and shares steps to helping you overcome it.
Hello, my dear friend. I welcome you especially to Lifeline. I am Fred Kwanchi-Mensah, your host. Let's look at the concept of feeling stuck. What is it? Is it a myth? Is it a perception? Is it a reality? Talk to us.
Very interesting topic, because when we talk of feeling stuck, usually it's a state that people get into. It could be psychological, emotional, spiritual, and it could actually be physical. Physical, you want to go to the airport, you are catching a flight at 7 and you are caught in the Legon-Uponglo traffic for an hour. You are stuck, you are stagnated, you can't progress.
Lifeline airs on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10 p.m. only on Channel 1 TV.
Top Picks on DSTV. A fresh face alongside a host of new personal and professional troubles awaits the crew at Firehouse 51.
The city needs a leader like you.
The Skinwalker team return to investigate even more unexplained paranormal phenomena around the U.S.
They can see these portals.
And a doctor and a mystic join forces to help the vulnerable.
I am completely prepared to follow your orders today.
Stay connected to the unmissable on your home of entertainment, DSTV.
Love isn't always about expensive gifts or grand gestures. Sometimes it's the little things that mean the most. This Sunday on The Upside Down Show, join Frema Edunyame as she discusses showing love when money is a limitation with Reverend Nanaya Prempe.
So for people, or let's say couples, who really want to demonstrate their love, especially in this period, Valentine's Day, but the money is not there. How can we go about things? Ideas we can,
Yeah, it been a make say, the man can switch the role for the day. So pamper your woman. This day is not the only day to show love.
Yeah.
But it's a day that has been delegated for showing love. So you do it to the extreme.
Yeah.
See, until I grew up, I never understood and knew that chocolate, though made out of bitter coffee, did not only taste sweet, but also had some sour and bitterness. But you showed it to me, baby.
Join in at 7 p.m. this Sunday on Channel 1 TV for a warm, inspiring, and heartfelt conversation. Wishing you a happy Valentine's Day.
We are gearing up for the trip of a lifetime. Heritage Caravan 2026. From 1st to 8th March 2026, 8 days, 14 regions, 1 legendary caravan. We're touring Ghana in the most spectacular way on the Heritage Caravan, exploring the beauty, history, and stories that make our nation unique. Rolling out from Greater Accra through Eastern and OT, up north to the Northern and Upper East, and all the way to the Western region, hitting iconic destinations across Ghana. The Heritage Caravan 2026 will be fun, educative, refreshing, and most of all, remarkable. Stay connected. Follow Channel 1 TV and 97.3 City FM across all social media platforms for updates, and join the conversation using the hashtag Heritage Caravan 2026. The Heritage Caravan 2026 is powered by Channel 1 TV with support from City FM.
And it's proudly sponsored by Holland Insurance, Piva Beverages, Omni Basic Bank, Caveman Watches, Gino, Didi Shito, Goyle, Minimi Achumo, and Admi Granite Paste. And it's supported by Nanes Rice.
Heritage Caravan 2026. Experience Ghana like never before.
You're welcome back to Sunday Breakfast right here on Channel 1 TV with me, Inosafo Andrew Duncan. What a performance, and I'm sure you were equally as blessed as we are here in the studios of Channel 1 TV. We're shifting focus now. We're going to do a bit of health, and we're talking about heartburns. What are they? That annoying thing that makes your heart feel like it's coming out of your throat, out of your chest. We're going to talk about that. And joining us is Dr. Kalsum Adam. If you have any questions as we go along with this conversation, do send that to the WhatsApp number 0204-447-033. 0204-447-033. Doc, how are you doing?
Very well.
Catch your school for the say why. It's okay. They are flooding our timelines. It's fine. It's okay.
We need to do it.
It was lovely to see, though. I saw my former MP, Dakwa Newman.
Oh, I haven't seen her.
Yeah, Dakwa Newman was part of the contingent. She's a proud gay girl, always very. Of course, let me say a very big shout outs to my sister. My one and only sister.
Oh, nice.
Hannah Siniba Tiga, aka Mrs. Fentuo. Love you so much. You've seen the videos. It's okay.
Why are you taking it? It's okay. It's okay.
It's okay.
No, it's not okay.
It's okay.
So, we get to go for their Thanksgiving, and
we get it. You went to the second best girls' school.
Wait, hold on.
How is the second best?
Oh. I mean, the first is mine, obviously.
Yeah, the first is
no, that's not true.
That's not true. Oh, no.
We are the standard.
The first is St. Louis. Simple. Thank you.
You here all the way.
If you had mentioned another school, I'd have watched you off the set.
So, Anna, you went to the second best. In fact, third best, but we will give you because it's your duty. So, shout out to all the gay girls. I have a couple of friends who went there. They are really, really amazing.
Yeah.
And they are very smart. I think you can't take it away from them. Except that National Science and Maths quiz, no.
It doesn't get there.
I don't know. So wait.
Very soon.
Very soon.
Very soon.
We'll start taking car very soon. Anyway, my school hasn't won some, so right. So.
I was about to say, but what are you fighting for?
But we are a business school.
Don't use that as an excuse. Then don't join at all. Because it says science and maths. So why join if you're a business school? Anyway,
exactly.
Doc, how's your week been?
It's been tough. Yeah, it's been tough. We just ended the conference for the West Africa College of Surgeons. So
how did it
was
go?
Really, well, it was a very successful event, but I ended up tired after the event. Yes, but it really went well. At least we had
At the College
delegates.
of Physicians and Surgeons.
Yes, West African College of Physicians and Surgeons.
Wow. The
Or
last
West
time I
African
was on
College
the
of
one.
Surgeons.
Surgeons.
Yes. So basically, I mean, it's an association or a college for all surgeons.
So it's just like the one we have here, but
Yes,
at the
just
continent level, West
yes,
Africa level, sub-region,
exactly.
sub-regional level.
Interesting.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I think we can go into our conversation now. Doc, what are heartburns, or what is a heartburn?
Okay. So a heartburn basically is a sensation that you usually would have just behind the breastbone. Usually you feel this burning sensation, and typically it often occurs after having a meal. Okay, so you feel that burning sensation, and sometimes it becomes worse when people lean or lie down soon after having a meal. Okay, and that sensation usually stays on, and it's relieved by taking certain medications like antacids. Okay, so that's what heartburn is. Sometimes there are certain signs and symptoms beyond the burning sensation, and we need to be able to tell the difference between what a heartburn, a typical heartburn is, and then how different is it from, let's say, a cardiac problem or a myocardial infarction. So to differentiate the two, you'd notice that for myocardial infarction or anything related to the heart is not a burning sensation, but you have this tightness within the chest. And aside the tightness, you may have other signs and symptoms like that sensation radiating to the shoulder, the tip of the shoulder or the neck or even the jaw. So you would be able to differentiate what a typical heartburn is and what a myocardial infarction may be as it is. And one is much more serious than the other, because this may be life-threatening as opposed to you having just a heartburn from, let's say, GERD. GERD is gastroesophageal reflux disease. That's typically what causes the heartburns that we have. So if you look at gastroesophageal reflux disease, it's so let's start from the basis. When you want to have a meal, when you eat, it moves from the mouth, it goes through a tube, and that tube is called your esophagus. Okay, and that tube leads you to the stomach, and then from the stomach it goes all the way down to the small intestines, large intestines, and then it goes on and on. So typically you have GERD or heartburn from GERD when you have there's a sphincter. So there's a muscular sphincter, or let's say there's a valve that relaxes to allow for food to move from the esophagus into the stomach. And you know, we all know from even primary school that the stomach, that is where you have HCl or acid produced, and the acid helps with digestion. Okay, so when food gets from the mouth, it goes into the esophagus, through the sphincter into the stomach. It's supposed to stay in the stomach for digestion to occur, and then it moves downwards. But you have GERD oftentimes when you have that sphincter being lax, or it's not as tight as it should be. So you have some backflow of the food and then the gastric content into the esophagus. And that is where you would end up with some burning sensation anytime this happens. So typically the patient would say that, oh, anytime I eat, shortly after eating, I tend to have this burning sensation. And then it tends to become it becomes worse when I kneel or I lean forward or I lie down. Okay, so that's because it helps with the regurgitation or the backward flow of the food and then the gastric contents that tend to irritate the mucosa of the esophagus, and then you end up with that burning sensation in there. And it can be a little uncomfortable because people would have that, and then it's actually recurrent. So if you do have it once a while, sometimes you see that, okay, maybe it was just some relaxation or because of some of the foods that you may have eaten that may have caused that. But GERD typically would be if you do have that burning sensation about twice, more than twice within a week, then you can see that, okay, this may be a typical candidate for GERD amongst other signs and symptoms that the patient may present with. If it does happen once within once a while, it could be as a result of certain foods that you may have taken. So typically you have chocolate, you have coffee, fatty meals. All of these do contain certain components that reduce the tone of this lower esophageal sphincter that I'm talking about. So that is one of the risk factors. You having or indulging in some of these foods, and because of that component within the food, it causes relaxation of this sphincter, and then you have the regurgitation with the burning sensation that you would have within the chest region. And the prevalence worldwide for GERD is about 12% globally. Okay, but when you look at it, when you come to Near East and then Near East and African region, it's been some studies have quoted about 33%, but that is dependent on different studies that have been done in different regions within the Near East and African sub-region. And then in Ghana as well, some studies, typically I think one in Wenchi, quoted about 12% of patients presenting with gastroesophageal reflux disease. So when it comes to the signs and symptoms, aside the burning sensation, which is one of the main symptoms that the patient will present with, there are certain symptoms too that may point to you having GERD. So one of them could be that because there is always upward flow or regurgitation of the acid, when it gets to the mouth region, you may end up with something we call the teeth will be eroded. So there's something called dental erosions, and then the patient will come with sensitivity of the teeth associated with that. It could also be that if it goes all the way and then it goes beyond the upper esophageal sphincter, it can go and then irritate the larynx. Okay, so patients may end up with what chronic cough, or they may end up with what hoarseness of voice, depending on if it is affecting the vocal cords as well, or irritating it. Now, when it gets to the esophagus has a lining. Now, that lining is not strengthened to be able to withstand the acid that is produced, unlike when it goes to the stomach, because the stomach is where the acid is produced. So it is actually fortified with, or is strengthened with a particular lining that can withstand the acid production. But when it goes to the esophagus, you notice that it irritates it. So when it irritates it, it will lead to inflammation or edema, and that is also why you would have the burning sensation. So you would have that edema, and then if it happens and then it tones down and it happens again, it means that you may end up with some ulcerations. That edema can now transform to become ulcers. If these ulcers heal and then it recurs again, that means it will heal with some fibrosis. So it will heal with what? Scar tissue. So if it heals with scar tissue, then you end up with what? Some strictures or narrowing of the esophagus. So once that happens, it means that the patient may end up with typically presenting with the fact that I have difficulty swallowing. Now, usually how I used to swallow without any difficulty, now I have difficulty swallowing because of the narrowing of the esophagus. It can also progress to actually continually cause something we call Barrett's esophagus, where the epithelium of the esophagus is replaced by another epithelium just to be able to withstand the acidic assaults that it is faced with on a daily basis. And this can also continually go on to become a cancer. which is what esophageal cancers as well. So some may have either unexplained weight loss because of the reduced ability to be able to feed, or because of the fact that there's some malignancy or some cancer going on within the esophagus region. So these are, I've just walked you through some of the signs and symptoms that the patient may present with, depending on the severity or how long this has been ongoing for. And in terms of investigations, you would want to, depending on the stage, or depending on what the signs and symptoms may be, typically you would want to do an upper GI endoscopy to visualize and have a look at the esophagus. This is where a small camera is passed through the mouth, and then you are able to visualize all the mucosa or the lining of the esophagus to be able to tell. And typically you would find if there's inflammation, you'll be able to tell that there's some inflammation, there's edema, there's swelling within the esophagus, showing that it has been irritated by the acid that's regurgitated from the stomach to the esophagus. Other times you would find the ulcerations through the upper GI endoscopy. In certain times where you have the strictures, you can do something we call the barium swallow. So barium swallow would be that you would have to typically take some contrast or something that would be able to line the esophagus. Then afterwards you take some x-rays to be able to tell typically where the filling defects are. And then you would be able to
For some people, when they eat, that's when they begin. When they eat certain types of foods, and I hope you can, I wish you could, help us with some foods that trigger.
Foods, sometimes fried foods.
And a lot of the fast food, right?
Yes, and then certain times even coffee, chocolates, alcohol, all of these fall within that.
I hear a lot of, the spices, right? So for example, Maggi is a brand. So what do you call the generic name?
For Maggi?
Yeah. Are they spices?
I think they are.
They are
spices, yeah.
So like a lot of the artificial spices, right, trigger these heartburns. I don't know if you hear that very commonly.
Not necessarily. Even regular spice, regular pepper, which you use as spice in certain patients, typically would trigger that. But then when you look at coffee, or when you look at fatty foods, they do contain certain components like cholecystokinin in fatty foods. That typically would cause relaxation or toning down of the strength of the lower esophageal sphincter. So it will relax it. So once something that needs to be tightened, so that once food gets into the stomach or the sac, it stays there, it's digested, then it goes forward. But then if this food causes relaxation, because of its components, it causes relaxation of this sphincter, it means that now there can be upward flow of some of the food, okay? And then it would lead to that irritation of the esophagus, and then typically with the heartburn that the patient may present.
You see a lot of vomiting associated with it, right?
Yes, there may be some vomiting, sometimes bitter tastes in the mouth. So when it comes up, you have some sour taste or bitter taste because of the acidic component or constituents of the
How do we
gastric
know
juices.
that you are probably suffering from a heartburn and not? I hear people also say that when you have worms in your stomach, maybe we should do a topic on that. Right? Like,
yeah, we should.
Is it like actual worms? Like what? Like so? What's the difference? Because I'm listening to you carefully, and I hear a lot of the symptoms associated with when somebody's trying to sell to me a dewormer, for example. So is there a relationship? Is it connected?
Yeah, so there's a difference. I mean, you having worms or some helminthic infections would come with other signs and symptoms like nausea, vomiting, depending on the day.
Sometimes lack of appetite.
Yes, lack of appetite and all that. But typically when you do have GERD, I've mentioned that you have the heartburn. You may have a little bit of nausea. But then typically you would have that belching sensation, and then that would give you that either sour or bitter taste within the mouth. And this would happen about more than twice within a week. And typically, too, you would have, it may have started just as heartburn, but then with time, you notice that the patient may complain about the fact that now I'm unable to swallow comfortably, let's say, some solids. So I've resorted to just taking liquids. So that's when you notice that maybe they may have had heartburn, gastritis, then that gastritis has, esophagitis rather, then that esophagitis has led to ulcerations within the esophagus, and it has healed. And when it healed with was scar tissue, and then it has led to narrowing of the esophagus. So some of all of these may or unexplained weight loss. You know, typically as a result of maybe a gastric or the esophageal cancer forming, and then causing the typical signs of you having to have weight loss. You get it. So these are some of the things that you look at, and typically you would also check if the patient has had a dewormer in the past 3 months or not. So all of these would come in.
What does acidic food?
Sorry?
Acidic food.
Yes, acidic foods too.
Because I realize that sometimes people eat pineapples and then they start
having that, yes. Yeah. So let me quickly mention that aside the relaxation of the lower esophageal sphincter, the other thing that can be the main precipitating factor is something we call hiatus hernia. So hiatus hernia is, so when you look at the anatomy of the body and the gastrointestinal system, you notice that the stomach is below the diaphragm. Okay, so typically you would have your esophagus within the chest, and then you have your diaphragm, and below the diaphragm, that is where you find your stomach. But hiatus hernia is when you have herniation of the stomach into the chest, part of it. So then it compromises the efficiency of the lower esophageal sphincter. So anytime you eat, that means that there's some part of the stomach within beyond, above and beyond the diaphragm. So that can also lead to the heartburn that you would have, because there will be regurgitation due to the compromised lower esophageal sphincter in that regard. And some of these foods too that we have mentioned typically will cause reduced gastric emptying. So that means that food that typically I would have eaten that would have easily moved into the small intestine and then gone down would stay longer within the stomach. So if it stays longer and then you have incompetent lower esophageal sphincter, the likelihood of its regurgitation is very high. So these are some of the causes, aside just the relaxed tone, and also the fact that some of these foods that you do eat have certain components that will reduce the tone of the lower esophageal sphincter, leading to the GERD that we are talking about, and then the burning sensations.
Can stress give you GERD?
Indirectly.
Okay.
In the sense that some people, when they are stressed, they tend to stress eat. So you may end up eating all these chocolates we are talking about, which have the components in there that will lead to that. You may end up, when they are stressed, may end up indulging in certain bad coping mechanisms, like taking in alcohol or whatever, which would also typically will fall within the category of foods that we have mentioned that can lead to the relaxation and then leading to what? Delayed gastric emptying, and then you would end up with the regurgitation and then the burning sensation that you would have.
So what do we do when we get it?
So when you do, usually for heartburns, you would want to tackle it from behavioral point of view, lifestyle modification, and then certain medications as well. Then, depending on the complications that may have happened, then you would want to tackle that as well. So when it comes to the lifestyle modification, it has to do with the kinds of foods that you do eat. So you would be able to associate that anytime I eat this type of food or that type of food, I tend to have it more often. So you need to avoid those foods. So those are the foods that I have mentioned: fried foods, fatty foods, greasy foods, you know, coffee, chocolates, and all of that. So you need to reduce it as much as possible so that you don't end up triggering these heartburns. The other thing is that you can tackle it with over-the-counter medications, that is taking in some antacids. So antacids will neutralize the acids within the stomach. So it will neutralize and reduce the acid within the stomach, so that even if there is some regurgitation, it will be very minimal and you wouldn't have that burning sensation. Another medication that can be used is the PPIs, so the proton pump inhibitors. So what they do is that they typically reduce the production of the acid in the stomach. So that also would typically reduce it. And then the other lifestyle modifications being that anytime you feed or anytime you eat, do not lie down directly. You need to wait for about 2 to 3 hours, sometimes 4 hours, for gastric emptying to must have happened before you lie down. So those are some of the modifications that could happen. And if it comes to the complications related to it, it has to be done case by, because it has to be managed case by case, on case by case basis. So if it is an ulcer, then it means that you need to check typically for any H. pylori or an infection, and then you need to treat the ulcer. And then you repeat the endoscopy to make sure that the ulcer has healed. If it is a stricture that has started forming, typically when you go in for upper GI endoscopy, there are ways to be able to dilate the stricture. So there are ways where you put in some instruments to be able to dilate it, so that now it can admit some food. At certain times, you may have to put in some stents in there to be able to keep the site open so that you can have food going in. If it's a gastric, or if it is an esophageal cancer, then that has to also be staged accordingly and then managed accordingly. So we don't want to get to that stage typically, most of the time, yes. So those are some of the treatment modalities associated with it. But if it's an early onset, you need to be able to go through all these lifestyle modifications that I have mentioned, and then the use of the antacids, so that it reduces or neutralizes the acid in the stomach. Avoid these foods. Make sure you're eating healthy, balanced diet, and I think it will reduce the symptom of heartburns to a very, very minimal level.
Can someone abuse antacids? Like, so how long should I be taking antacids before I decide that no, this has gone out of hand? Let me get to the hospital.
All right. So usually antacids, you can take them about a week, sometimes 2 weeks, depending. And it can be done. You can take the antacids, and then sometimes you'll be prescribed these proton pump inhibitors. So proton pump inhibitors, 2 weeks. At least 2 weeks, and then as you are taking the 2 weeks, and then another thing I didn't mention is obesity. Okay, so obesity, when you do have a lot of fat in the abdominal region, it tends to constrict, and then it can cause you to have regurgitation as well.
I've noticed,
so weight loss.
I've noticed how obesity is a risk factor for almost every discussion we've had one time. We should actually look at obesity.
Just obesity.
No, so I have two topics from this conversation.
Yeah.
Worms,
and then obesity.
And that's how we call it, right? Is it, by the way, is it actually like worms in your, is it like real worms?
Yes, you do have.
Real worms, like proper
worms. Yes, proper worms. I'm sure when we do have the discussion, you would see it. Yes, you would see.
And we also have to look at obesity.
Obesity in its sense, yes. So that's typically, you need to be able to also have some lifestyle modifications to be able to lose weight.
Right.
So when you lose weight, it reduces the fat component within the abdominal region, and that doesn't constrict and then cause the regurgitation of the stomach contents into the esophagus, typically giving you the heartburns that comes with GERD. So these are some of the things. But antacids, as you mentioned, if you are taking it the way you should take it, I don't think that you would abuse it. But we don't want people taking the whole bottle and then, drink it. No. So you'd have to take it if it's twice, morning and then your evening dose. That should do.
Someone says the core of a cabbage can help with, acid reflux. Okay. How true is that?
Core, I haven't heard about that, but it's possible if it does contain certain components that reduces the acid production.
Okay.
Or it doesn't contain any of these components that reduces the laxity or the tightness of the lower esophageal sphincter. So once it has that criteria, then you can see. And typically all vegetables would help because they don't contain any of these things that I have mentioned. And typically they would help with rather improve digestion and then improve the peristalsis of the whole GIT system so that you would have food emptying from the stomach all the way into the other parts of the gastrointestinal system. So that is what it is.
Interesting.
Yeah. So heartburn, yes, it's common, and people would come in and then mention it. Especially, what I wanted us to be able to differentiate is the heartburn, which is coming from the gastrointestinal system, and then when you have tightness, which is more serious, and which is coming from cardiac. Okay, which I mentioned from the beginning.
It's not fatal, right?
Which one? The heartburn. So it's not fatal from the beginning, but if you do wait and you do nothing about it, and then it gets complicated, it may become fatal. Especially when you are dealing with the fact that now you have a stricture, and then now you end up with what? A cancer. That may become fatal.
You didn't mention that gluttony is part of the causes for heartburns. Sometimes you go to a party,
people overeat
like what?
There's an abundance, so they are eating, chopping left, right.
And the painful thing is that sometimes they don't even finish the plate.
Yeah.
They will leave it and go and
get another one.
Else.
They eat like their life depends on it.
Yeah. So overeating, yes, overeating, meaning that you are going to keep stretching the stomach, and if it can't contain it, and there's relaxation of the upper esophageal sphincter, you end up with regurgitation.
On the overeating bit, will you say also the reverse is true, right? Where malnourishment or undereating, for example, would also cause similar problems?
No, it shouldn't. I mean, you not eating should not cause that. Rather, it should rather cause maybe you would have a lot of acid in there, and then the acid is either used or is not used. But it would typically not cause regurgitation into the esophagus, as typically it would be in overeating or overindulging.
Yeah, Doc. Thank you so much. I've learned a lot, and I'm sure our viewers have too. And so once again, thank you so much. All right, let's go to the Volta region. We've been preaching buy Ghana rice. There's a rice glut happening there. And so let's go to Weta, where the rice farmers are complaining of rice gluts.
At the Weta irrigation scheme in the Kettlenorth municipality, farmers say large volumes of harvested rice are piling up in homes and limited storage facilities. Despite the absence of ready markets, many continue to queue at milling centers, hoping that processing paddy into milled rice will make it more attractive to buyers. Tricycles and mini trucks loaded with bagged produce line up daily as machines run continuously.
Molo kami plaba 750 cedis. Value now. Molo mo kata fia o mi bada dan 500 cedis.
Yama molo vaton. Gamala nyesian. Ya vio chi suku. Ye ko gamia kha suku fi sina de vio. dudu mala miasio. Fifia na monwa la pagina mi vo mi koka na mi ako a wona na ke.
Farmers say they have cut price significantly in a bid to clear stock. However, demand remains low, and some say current market prices barely cover production costs, including seeds, fertilizer, labor, and irrigation.
Price of the rice has drastically come down as compared to last year, where the price was okay and then the farmers were happy. But right now, the price has come down, and moreover too, there are no customers to buy our rice. And again, as we speak, the input costs are the same. The price of harvesting, conveying, the transportation cost is the same, but the price of the rice has come down drastically. And as we speak, there are no customers to buy our produce.
With more rice accumulating by the day, they fear severe post-harvest losses if urgent action is not taken. They are appealing to governments and relevant agencies to help link them to bulk purchases, cool feeding programs, and buffer stock arrangements.
When the government is coming, if in terms of taking it for maybe this school feeding project and the rest, I think it will help. But right now, we have the rice, it is there. It is discouraging the youth to go into farming right now.
The farmers are also calling for stricter regulations of rice imports, arguing that the influx of cheaper foreign rice is making it difficult for local producers to compete.
According to what we are realizing right now is that there is so much foreign rice in the system, which is very low. The price is down, and where it is very close to us, to the customers to buy. So we are in trouble. So we need them to come in.
Rice farmers here at the Greta irrigation scheme in the Ketu North municipality of the Volta region are calling on government to put a stop to the importation of foreign rice to enable them to get market in the local market. Reporting for Channel 1 is from Greta in the Ketu North municipality of the Volta region. I am Desmond Celestial.
Sunday breakfast, we just brought to you, very depressing scenes all the way in the Volta region where there's a seeming rice glut. Farmers are not happy because they say that their hard work and most importantly, their money is being washed down the drain. We'll be joining, or let me say our correspondent in the region, Desmond Selassie Agbo, is on the line by Zoom to share some insights into this particular story. And again, viewers, there's an active rice campaign we at Channel 1 TV together with Agri Impact Limited, is pushing, and it's important that we bring to your attention some of these stories. Desmond, good morning and welcome to Sunday Breakfast.
Good morning, Chief.
How are you doing?
Thank you, Chief. How are you?
I'm doing amazing, except I'm sure rice farmers in the region are not too happy with the ongoing situation. How did this come about in your engagement with them?
All right, thank you, and good morning once again. So the issue of rice glut in the Volta region is not only peculiar to the irrigation scheme. And at Dome some months back, I was there to engage with the farmers and also the district assembly on why they are not getting buyers for their rice. And this was in the previous farming season. And this issue we are seeing here at Veta dates back for over 8 months now. They cultivated some 12 months ago, and it's time for harvesting. They've harvested. They are unable to get buyers to buy their produce. The farmers that I was engaging with them, they told me they've reduced their prices drastically, from 700 cedis to somewhere 450 Ghana cedis. Yet still, they are not able to get buyers for this produce. So when you visit some of the warehouses in the Veta enclave, that's the Afalavi and some neighboring communities, you see lots of bagged rice all over. Some are even being beaten by rain each day, but they don't have anywhere as well to store them. Also, that's another challenge as well. So this issue of rice glut in the region has been a challenge for some time now. And from the engagement with this family, they tell me that Togo is near them. So most of the market women go to Togo and other places to get rice at a cheaper rate, which when they compare to the ones they cultivate here in Ghana, is a little higher. So they prefer to buy from Togo, despite the calls from government and other agencies like our own institution for the promotion of locally made rice. We are still seeing this market women going to buy rice from Togo, from other places, just because they are cheap and accessible to them. So these farmers are calling on government to regulate the importation of foreign rice onto the local markets, so they are also able to compete with these foreign brands.
Has this come to the attention of local authorities, right? I'm referring to the Member of Parliament, for example, for the area. And what has been the official response to this situation?
Well, Jude, I'll take you a little back. In October, November last year also, the issue of onion glut in the region was on the rise. So most of these assemblies, most of these MPs are aware of this issue. On the issue of the onion glut, the Anglo-Ghana district, was calling for the construction of more storage facilities for them. They were also appealing for the government to engage with buffer stock, so most of these items could be taken to the buffer stock for preservation. So the issue cuts across not only rice or tomato or onion. So most of these assemblies are aware of the challenges that these farmers are facing. This is not an issue just peculiar to irrigation scheme, where we are seeing these farmers having issues selling their rice, having issues storing their rice. So it cuts across. For now, we don't know what the assemblies or the MPs are doing. They might be working backdoor. But in no time, we should be engaging them to know what exactly their plans are now. So we see the way forward from them.
Interesting. You've been engaging the farmers as well, right? How is this affecting their trade? When you engage them, what do they say to you in relation to the ongoing situation?
All right, Jude. Most of these farmers are excuse me to say, not too much to do or not too well to do. So they will have to go for loans and startup capitals to start their farms. And the issue of the buyers not able to get to the market and to the farms to take this produce away is taking a toll on them. Investments are still rising. Debts are still piling on them. They are unable to clear all those debts. They are seeing their creditors coming to them to ask for their money. So all this is taking a toll on them. One of the youth in the community was telling me that it would disturb them, especially the youth, because we are trying to let youth venture into farming. So if this issue of they not getting their returns after farming, they'll be reconsidering their decisions of engaging or venturing into the farming sector or the agri sector. So this is a bigger challenge here in the region. We are just hoping that authorities come in swiftly. We have some silos here in the Volta region, constructed way back in 1957 or 58, thereabouts. But all these silos are not functioning now. So either the government focuses on the storage facilities, processing units as well in the region, or because they are few. When you go to the Central Town District, for example, we have only one processing center there. When you go to South Town as well, there's about 2 or 3, which is not enough for these farms. Put together all these farms in the region, we are seeing over 10,000 acres, because for example, for the irrigation scheme, for example, it's more than 1,000 hectares. 1,000 hectares. So you can just imagine how, when you bring all this together, how large the sizes of the farms are going to be, with few processing centers in the region.
Interesting.
So we are also calling on government to provide these farmers with some processing centers, storage units, and get them biased as they are saying in their local language.
Desmond, is there a risk of these farmers abandoning rice farming, considering all that they're going through?
Not only rice farming, but tomato farming, onion farming, because they are saying they are not able to compete with the foreign ones. We see onion coming from Niger, coming from Togo, coming from Burkina Faso into the country. They pass through Togo, through the Aflao border, or through some entry points into the Volta region. So these people are the hardest hit in terms of the importation of these commodities into the Ghanaian market. So it's a very big challenge here in the region.
In all of this, have we heard from the buffer stock company and of course the assembly as well, the DC? Are there any efforts to reach out to them on possibly, buying the excess stock? Because we saw in other parts of the country, the Ashanti region, when the glut issue became topical, the Agric Ministry moved in to purchase the excess, right, the surplus. Have we heard from the buffer stock on this issue? And if so, what's been their response?
So I was engaging with the Angloga DCE, Sandra Kedo, who told me she was engaging with buffer stock, but now we've not heard anything from them. I'm yet to speak with the MC for the Ketu North municipality, but I think together with the MP Edem Agbana, they are going to do something marvelous for them. But when, we don't know. So we are still hoping on them that they come in swiftly to solve this challenge for their constituents or their assemblies or those in the
but the MP is well aware of the issue.
I should be sure he's aware. I've not spoken with him directly, but since the DC the MC is aware, definitely he should also be aware. And also these farmers are some are assembly members, some are unit committee members. So definitely these MPs should be aware of the issue in their constituency.
Give us briefly before you take leave of us, right? Give us an overview of the community, right? What's their population? How many of them are into farming? If you could give us like a brief overview.
All right. So the better irrigation scheme, as I said, is over 1,000 hectares, and along this farm area, we have communities including Vesta, Afalavi, and some smaller communities in the enclave. Putting all these people together, we should be looking somewhere over 50,000 or so people in this area, and most of them are into this rice farming. Aside the rice farming, we have maize cultivation, tomato, and some other smaller commodities in the area. But most of these people are engaging into the rice farming. There's a dam or an irrigation system in the community, which I learned was constructed somewhere in 1970 to 1980s. And this is what is supplying them with water. So their issue is not about water or irrigation. They can farm all year round, but the issue is now, after farming all year round, am I going to have my goods in the warehouse? Am I going to have my goods in the house going bad and leaving me in debt? So in all, these people are crying for more help, more storage facilities, more buyers, more processing centers to be closer to them, especially in this area.
All right. Thank you so much for your time, Desmond Selassie Agor, who is our Volta Regional correspondent, taking time to, brief us on the Weta rice glut situation all the way in the Volta region. And, it's funny how this is happening at a time where we are also, actively pushing a rice campaign. And I'm trying to dig up some numbers on Ghana's rice importation, right? And it makes for a staggering, analysis. Yeah. Just the sheer volume of rice we import into this country. So now, according to newsghana.com.gh, Ghana's population and urbanization, have driven rice demand to around 1.8 million tons per year, and domestic production covers only 50% of that need. So the remaining 50%, you get the sense that is rice that is probably imported. But I want to believe that it is way more, way more. So probably cross-check that again. But the point is that we have the capacity to produce that same quality rice a lot of, importers bring into this country. So I struggle to appreciate the hesitance, in wanting to eat local rice. I get the sense that
I think
it's a big business,
right?
right?
Saying that we just probably don't know how to cook it or how to use it beyond making angwamo or rice water, because mostly when someone buys local rice, that's what they're thinking of, because those are easy ways. So we probably don't know how to cook it or how to use it efficiently for it to taste, because we've acquired a certain taste, like Enna will say, taste is acquired. So we've acquired a certain taste for the rice that we import. So we have to, reduce the importation and then, push our local rice so that we can get a taste for our local rice, because it's some brands that I've eaten so far are amazing.
Yeah, so High Street Journal, a rather credible online portal, is also saying that roughly 70% of the rice sold in Ghana is imported. Even though they admit that local production for the past year has been steadily rising, and that is in part due to some of the programs we run here, right? So, for example, we say made in Agri-Fair. It's Ghana rice that we sell there. This is Ghana. We are projecting Ghana rice. Even the Back to Your Village Food Festival, for the rice dishes that are made, I believe that it is Ghana rice that we use. So all of this, an attempt to consciously, push the narrative around Ghana rice being of a certain quality. So if we are hearing of a glut situation, it disturbs me.
I understand we have the assemblyman for the Adzuachi electoral area in Weta, Pomevo Wonder, on the line. Good morning and welcome to Sunday Breakfast, sir. Oh, unfortunately, I think we've lost him. You were making a point. Go ahead.
Yes. Hopefully joins us back on so he can give us some insights. But, another reason why you usually hear people say, they prefer the foreign rice is because we've not sort of added more value to our rice, right? So maybe from the farm in this raw form, and hear people say, I like fragrant rice, or as we say, perfume rice, all of that. But I look at some of the rice brands we have here in Ghana. For example, AVV, Nana Rice. There's this other one. I keep forgetting the name. It hurts me so much. I don't know whether government needs to now enter the space to say, okay, we are going to probably handpick, through a competitive process, maybe 10 rice producers here, and actively support them, make them competitive enough so that they can bridge that demand gap. Because, we've always maintained that if we support these rice farmers, right, inherently supporting the local economy.
Exactly.
So the economists will tell us how all of this import substitution, the foreign exchange, how all of this, in the long run plays.
Mr. Wonder is back on the line. Mr. Wonder, good morning and welcome to Sunday Breakfast.
Morning.
How are you doing?
We are doing great.
We thank God. How serious is this rice glut situation in your community? And if you can put into context for us how much rice is unsold, I'd be very grateful.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. We are suffering here in a fertile irrigation project. We are doing all year round farming, and we are experiencing this glut last year, July up to date. So we are having rice like 200 tons. That's unsold. So we are calling government to come to our aid, because we borrow money before going to the farming. So the market too is not favorable. 2024, we were selling the rice 50 kg, the meal one, 50 kg, 900, 850 Ghana cedis. But right now, we are selling it 550 Ghana cedis, but there's no market for it. So we are suffering a lot.
What factors do you think led to this oversupply? Is it a bumper harvest or reduced harvest or the increase in cost? What has led to the oversupply of rice?
The importation of the rice is too much. Yes, the importation of the rice is too much. A lot of trailers are bringing rice from Togo. A day you could see that 20 trucks can move rice from Akanu border, Segbe border to the country.
Wow.
And they are selling it at a cheaper price. 350 Ghana, 300 cedis for 50 kg.
Why, in your estimation, right, why do you feel that the rice coming in from the Aflao border or from Togo is relatively cheaper than the rice grown in Weta, for example?
Oh, when we ask them, they say the CFA is very down. So when they go to Togo, they buy it at a cheaper price. That's why.
So what can be done
the
to
depreciation of the CFA?
The depreciation of the CFA?
Yes.
So in your estimation, right, what can be done to, make our rice and the price competitive so that, it can be sold quickly and farmers can make the money that they need?
They have to stop the importation. They have to stop it because the government policy is feed Ghana, and we are ready to farm and feed the nation. They have to stop the importation.
Averagely for the Weta irrigation scheme project, how much rice were you producing? Averagely.
Oh, if I may not lie, we are producing more than 300 tons.
Within what period?
Yes.
Within which period, sir?
One growing season.
One growing season, 300 tons.
Yes.
And for this growing season where we're experiencing the glut, how many tons have you produced?
For me alone, I produce more than 150 tons.
That's
wow.
Incredible, wow.
So it means that people are not buying.
Yes.
And it's because they are buying from elsewhere.
Yes.
How are you surviving?
Wow.
Hey, it's very difficult to my sister. I can even get money to feed my children, even the school fees. The two of them are in University of Valley View. I don't have money to pay their accommodation fee and then this thing.
And I'm sure it's not just you alone, other farmers there as well.
The loan I took from the bank too, I couldn't pay the loan. They are on my neck. Yesterday they came to my house.
Wow. What is that urgent call from Weta rice farmers to government or to the buffer stock or to anybody in authority who can come to your aid?
Yeah, we have somebody wants to come and buy the rice and sell to the buffer stock. So we are in the process.
Okay, so the buffer stock has reached out to you?
Yes.
The buffer stock has reached out to farmers in Weta?
No.
You said you are in talks with somebody. Who exactly is this person?
We talked to our MC, and he called the regional communication officer. So they are on this thing.
So those talks
it's known to our MP2. It's known to our MP2.
Okay.
He's aware.
Okay. So the talks that you're having right now with your MCE, what is it meant for? What is it intended to do?
He called this thing, the regional. He called the region and narrated the story to them.
Okay.
And they say they will come for this thing, the rice. They will come and buy it for us, but it's not.
It hasn't materialized yet.
Yes.
In the interim, what are you doing, or what do you intend to do? How are you storing the rice? Do you have silos? Do you have warehouses? How is it being stored so that while you wait for these talks to materialize, the rice doesn't go bad?
We have some warehouses over here. We don't have silos. We have some warehouses, but it's not enough. So some of the rice we keep it in our residence or in our houses.
Okay. Okay. Mr. Wonder, one last time, I want you to speak to government as a rice farmer who's being affected by, should I say, oversupply or by this glut. Speak to government, speak to those in authority, and let them hear you on Channel 1 TV.
Okay, thank you. We are appealing to the government to come to our aid to buy the rice from. It's not rice alone. We are producing gari too.
Okay.
We are producing gari too. So we are appealing to the government to send the buffer stock to come to our aid so that we can pay our child school fees and then pay the loans we are learning from the bank.
Have you heard from the MP for the area, and what has he said to you in relation to the issue you're experiencing?
It was 4 days ago. I even came to Accra. So we conversed about the rice issue. He told me day in, day out he's visiting the buffer stock office. So maybe by the end of this month they will come to our aid. That's what he told me.
And how about buffer stock? Have you sent your concerns to them, and has there been any response?
And they say there's no money yet, so they are doing their best to come to our aid.
Interesting. Mr. Promise Wonder, an assemblyman for the area. Thank you so much for
Promevo.
Promevo. Thank you so much.
When you want to translate it in English, it's family finish.
It means
what?
Again?
Family finish. Family finish.
Wow, interesting. Thank you so much for your time this morning. We are grateful. We'll try and send the message out there for you as well on the concerns that you are raising. So, Edo, I was listening to you, right, and I realized that it was a very difficult interview because the issue is really simple, but it's also not really straightforward. I don't know how best to put my words together on this because, and of course, once they start talking about how it's affecting their livelihoods, other lives, everything comes to an end. I don't know. It was a very difficult interview to listen to because
I think that you can't pay your children's accommodation fees.
And
you want better for your kids.
He narrows
at the
down
end of the day.
the cost to importation of rice.
Yeah.
And he's true in a way because we import close to 3 billion, right? 3 billion Ghana cedis worth of rice annually in this country. High Street Journal says that we import 70% of our rice. Now, he's not even crying about rice coming from Thailand.
No, he's crying about...
He's crying from Togo. And his point is that...
It's cheaper.
And it's a big problem, right? Because if farmers... Look at the transportation cost across the border, right? So if residents there feel like it is cheaper buying rice from Togo than what is grown there, then there's a market accessibility problem. And that is what we need to address. Also, I think that government, like I said earlier, should identify some of these rice growing areas, some of these rice producers, and support them. Like take them on as a project. You see the way we are going about this one in Kokon Kitten. I think we should do something similar, not maybe at the same level, but something similar for rice. Because why are we saying that? We are saying that if we support rice, it will reduce our import bill. All the dollars we send in buying rice to bring into this country, the money will stay here for our local farmers, and it will create jobs. You get it? It will create jobs. So I don't see how difficult this is, and there is demand. At least we should try and halve the importation we do, and let's see how this will structurally help our economy. So I want to appeal to Eric Opoku. I saw a video of him, and Charlie, you know, to be a minister in Ghana, it's not easy. Charlie, he closed from work. He closed. If they go sit the guy inside, people just swarm him, and you don't even know where they are coming from. You know, and everybody is just asking you for money. And I'm like, how can you even think to do the job? Do you get it? So, and I'm sure you go to other public officials, same is happening. So maybe we should leave them to work. And in leaving them to work, we want to urge them, they should come up with very innovative ways to deal with this. The last time was tomatoes in the Ashanti region, right?
Then
the independent
it came to
MP.
eggs.
Then it came
then
to
it
eggs.
Came to maize,
then
cereals.
Maize, you know. And we can't keep using the same approach. Oh, there's a glut. Government to go and buy it. Then that's it. Even when government says,
we need to find a long-term solution
before the payment will come. Some way, you know. So let's support our farmers. I think there should be like a national policy to say that, okay, there was this time Bernard had a show on the radio and they were talking about GDP, so gross what we produce in the country. But I also said something around those that are not only produced in the country but owned. You know, I've forgotten what it is. I think GDI or something.
Right.
You know, so I think
we
that
need
we
to find
should
a
support
long-term lasting solution
like
to
we should
this. We
support.
can't keep having glut after glut after
3
glut.
billion. I know 3 billion cedis of rice
there.
importation.
Importation.
That's too much.
It's too much, especially if we're producing here.
So our great minister.
So we're calling on authorities to, you know, be up and doing. We can't keep having gluts in our country. Right. We'll be right back with more. Don't go away. This is still Sunday Breakfast.
Love isn't always about expensive gifts or grand gestures. Sometimes it's the little things that mean the most. This Sunday on The Upside Down Show, join Frema Edunyame as she discusses showing love when money is a limitation with Reverend Nana Ya Prempe.
So for people, or let's say couples, who really want to demonstrate their love, especially in this period, Valentine's Day, but the money is not there. How can we go about things? Ideas we can, you know.
Yeah, it been a make you know, the man can switch the role for the day. So pamper your woman. This day is not the only day to show love.
Yeah.
But it's a day that has been delegated for showing love. So you do it to the extreme.
Yeah.
See, until I grew up, I never understood and knew that chocolate, though made out of bitter coffee, did not only taste sweet, but also had some sour and bitterness. But you showed it to me, baby.
Join in at 7 p.m. this Sunday on Channel 1 TV for a warm, inspiring, and heartfelt conversation. Wishing you a happy Valentine's Day.
We are gearing up for the trip of a lifetime. Heritage Caravan 2026. From 1st to 8th March 2026, 8 days, 14 regions, 1 legendary caravan. We're touring Ghana in the most spectacular way on the Heritage Caravan, exploring the beauty, history, and stories that make our nation unique. Rolling out from Greater Accra through Eastern and OT, up north to the Northern and Upper East, and all the way to the Western region, hitting iconic destinations across Ghana. The Heritage Caravan 2026 will be fun, educative, refreshing, and most of all, remarkable. Stay connected. Follow Channel 1 TV and 97.3 City FM across all social media platforms for updates, and join the conversation using the hashtag Heritage Caravan 2026. The Heritage Caravan 2026 is powered by Channel 1 TV with support from City FM. And it's proudly sponsored by Holland Insurance, Piva Beverages, Omni Basic Bank, Caveman Watches, Gino, Didi Sheto, Goyle, Minimi Achumo, and Admi Granite Paste. And it's supported by Nanes Rice. Heritage Caravan 2026. Experience Ghana like never before.
You're welcome back to Sunday Breakfast right here on Channel 1 TV. Valentine has passed. And like I said earlier in the show, for those who didn't receive anything, we're going to talk about the aftermath of Valentine's Day. And probably if you had your feelings hurt, I think I read on one of my friends' posts that as they were going home in a taxi, a girl was crying. And he's probably thinking, so Obidia Waneni. But we have Dr. Ann Gazy here to talk us through that. And, so stick and stay. If you have questions, as usual, the WhatsApp number 0203-447-033, and we'll read that and ask Doc for you. How are you doing, Doc?
Good morning. I'm feeling good. It's good to see you.
Good to see you.
And good morning. Good morning, Jude, as well. I hope you both had a fantastic day yesterday.
I did.
Okay, that's good.
I had a nice day.
I did.
We are grateful for support systems. We are grateful for family. We are grateful for our loved ones.
Yeah. I'll ask you the details when we come off.
No problem. I'll be willing to share.
I want all the
nitty-gritties, right?
Doc, except that it wasn't all rather fun and exciting this week. News of a viral scammer, for want of a better word, luring unsuspecting young Ghanaian females into, secretly recording them.
Of course,
became a topical point for discussion this week. Of course, the gender ministry has waded in. The communication minister has also said that government was going to extradite the said Russian, to get him to face the laws of the republic. From a psychological point of view, and this is something you do often. What should be the approach going forward, right, in terms of offering help to the victims of this whole sexual scam we witnessed?
I think in everything, this is really, and I'm just glad that you brought it up, because obviously something that's on social media, the whole nation, should I say the whole world, watching and listening, and I'm sure people are wondering, how is Ghana reacting to this? How is the media? How is, various bodies? So I'm glad that the minister is stepped in as well. But obviously there is an impact. There is an impact on the victims, but just not the victims, because we have to remember that these victims have families, they have friends, they have neighbors. Not just that, because it's interesting, because I won't say directly, but yesterday I actually had 2 clients relapse. So instead of me enjoying my Valentine, I had to attend to 2 clients. And they were going through distress, because what we don't realize is when we're having so much fun, other people are struggling.
True.
So it's interesting that this has happened this week. And it's like, how do we protect our nation? How do we support our nation? How do we support the vulnerable people when we're going through a difficult time? I think social media has gotten to the point where it's make or break. And when we cross that line, we cause so much pain. But it's about how do we support these people? But in it as well, even though it's so not good, I don't like using the word it's so bad, it's not so good. It's also a lesson in everything we have to learn. And like you rightly asked, what are the recommendations? It's about people looking after themselves, individuals learning from this, that, you know, number one, you don't walk away with a stranger. You know, two, who knows where you are? We are always told that when you're going somewhere or meeting somebody and you know that nobody knows them, it's not a friend or somebody you've always known. Let other people know, so at least, you know, you'll be protected. At this point, it's important for these individuals to talk to people about how they feel, express how they feel, because their business is out, not business, you know, their private business is out there everywhere. And anyone struggling as well, reach out, talk to people, call the number on the screen as well. You get some support or you'll be signposted to wherever. And I think that the various bodies involved are doing as much as possible to provide that support and all that. And also, I think we've been advised, please don't keep sharing, because the more we share, the worse it gets. And you don't know that somebody sitting out there, I'm just saying, could have been sexually assaulted previously. So seeing these things, reading these things, all it's doing is harming them. So when I talk about supporting two clients, this is the situation about one of them had been assaulted. So getting to a time like this reminded them of what happened to them. And then they had a breakdown, you know. So I had to spend more than what I would spend, about 3 hours trying to really get them to, and it was really bad. It was in a situation where one of them really wanted to commit suicide. So we have to be mindful of these situations and we have to be attentive and supportive as well. If you've got nice words, please reach out and say to them. We can keep victimizing them. We can keep being horrible and nasty and whatever. It's already happened. How do we pick up the pieces? And it was interesting. Sorry, I'm carrying on a bit, Jude, but it was interesting. Somebody was saying, actually, do you know what? These things happen. It's just that on this occasion we had a camera. So it's not like it's not happening. You know, I'm not here to promote such behaviors. It's horrible. It's horrifying. But I think it's created an awareness that something is going on in our system that shouldn't. But this is an awareness that we need to sit up, we need to stand up, we need to say, and maybe we need to provide more psychological and psychosocial interventions to actually educate the public, educate our young ones that this is wrong. This is not how you go about a relationship or being with somebody, or, you know, how you look after yourself. Because if you love yourself, so it goes to the Valentine nicely, if you really love who you are as a person, you know, you can say no to situations that are not right. But if you think that it would take somebody or a certain somebody or a race, a particular race or whatever, to make you somebody or make you feel something, then there is a problem. Because if I love me, because if I watch carefully, there was a particular people who said no. Why did they say no? It'd be interesting to ask them, why did you say no? Because maybe they believe in themselves and they feel, what have you got to offer me anyway that I have to follow you? So anyway, so it's about us empowering and educating people and understanding why some of us to struggle in situations like that. Vulnerability, let's work with it.
Interesting.
Thank you so much.
Amazing.
Doc. Yeah. And I think you went into the Valentine and the disappointment and how to handle it. How come Valentine, which should, you know, trigger some magical emotions, end up being so painful for other people? How can we handle such a situation?
I think for everything, or should we say celebrations like Christmas or anything that has become so commercialized, or the public has taken it on and has also got its downside to it, because we have to remember that we live in a society with a huge population. So whilst I am having fun, maybe somebody else, that was the time that they experienced severe domestic abuse. Maybe that's the time they lost a loved one died. Maybe that was the day they had their divorce. That was the day they lost a baby. You know, so all of these together, it won't be the same as I remember that there was somebody on life support, and for some reason they switched off the life support on was it Valentine's Day or Mother's Day, something like that, and it became a huge thing. And for me, I would have said, could they not have waited a few hours? Because forever, that person's children and family are going to associate that with, you know, what happened. And sometimes you don't realize the significance of some of these things. So whilst you're busy enjoying in that, it's good. The majority are, but we also have to reach out to our loved ones, just on the phone, maybe a text message. How are you today? How are you coping? Or if you can pop by, just reach out and see them, because people are struggling. And also, I think that Valentine is overshadowed something. This week is actually Children's Mental Health Awareness Week. But because of Valentine, and these are some of the things it's about. It's not just when we talk about the Valentine, it's love, you know, loving people. So it's about loving our young ones as well. So I think that we so much going into our relationships, maybe our partners or our spouses, our boyfriend, girlfriend, and that we leave certain aspects of the love. Your love for your parents, your mom, your dad, who have looked after you. Could be a neighbor, could be your boss at work, or somebody, maybe you're the boss, or somebody at work who's worked so hard that you feel that actually this is a day that I have to appreciate them. So it's a day of appreciation. But I think we focus on one side of it, and we are not looking at the broader aspect of it, loving my community, going out and doing something brilliant in the community or making people feel good is interesting. But was it 3 miles away from our home? I just went to do something briefly when I was going to support a client. And then there was a van, and it was nicely decorated with balloons and all of that. And they said they were offering free massages to the community. So come out and have a massage. Come out and we'll give you a glass of whatever it was. I couldn't hear properly. But I found it very intriguing that, okay, that's an extension of love out there. Maybe somebody can't even afford to pay for such services. But to have that with a nice marquee, decorated and everything, just walk in and you get your massage. I suppose it's like the early bird thing. You go in first, you get your service. But it was nice to see things like that in the community going on, even though I didn't like the loud music they were playing. But obviously, you know, something good was happening there.
That's interesting.
So, again, when we celebrate moments like this, for some people, it also brings a lot of trauma.
Yeah.
So yesterday, I've seen some people describe their president's action to publicly celebrate, for example, the widows or the spouses of the 8 helicopter crash victims as a classy act. For people dealing with some kind of trauma, right, when issues around Valentine's Day or Mother's Day or you know, but for the purpose of the discussion, Valentine's Day, how should they keep up, right? How should they hold up when conversations and all of the online things, you know, are happening?
I think prior to that, so it could be days or weeks or whatever, as a person, you know that maybe, oh, I was married to this person. Like you're saying, the persons we're talking about, I was married to this person maybe 40 years, 30 years, even 2 years or a year. And you remember some of the things that you used to do together. That can be very painful. But knowing that the awareness is good. So what did you used to do together? Or what did they love so much? So it could be that, let's just say that you had an association you belonged to or a religious body, so you're Christian or something. You can donate to a church or something in memory of the person. Because that gives you that extra closure as well, that you're doing something good. So maybe it's something that you used to do together. Maybe you used to donate something to the children, or it doesn't have to be anything big. It could be just taking a box of sweets or chocolate or whatever, going to the children's service or going to whatever it is. If it's a woman, maybe going to the women's fellowship or the men's fellowship. Just something that kids in the community, calling a few around and then just giving them something. What people don't realize is, you know, the reward system or our chemicals pick up these things. And it's important, that creates reward when you give. Even if somebody will say, what if I don't have anything? You can go and talk to somebody. You can spend time with people. And if you know that this is really going to affect me, book and spend time with someone. It doesn't have to be a therapist. Just say, you know what, today I'm not going to be on my own. I don't want to be because I don't think I can cope. be honest with yourself. Don't think that getting support, especially can I speak to my fellow gentlemen out there, don't say because I'm a man, I don't want people to see. I've seen people who maybe they lost their wives for years and they still haven't moved on, or their moms and they're stuck. And it's all right to feel those emotions, but it's also okay to get that support, that help out there. Now, you know what, today is going to be a very difficult day for me, so I just want to get out of this house and be with somebody. Call a few friends or look at activities going on out there and be part of it. Because when you stay at home, it's going to hurt. So it's important to be part of. And also, if you know that somebody, this is the first time, or it's been, let's say, whatever happened the year before, and you're a neighbor or a friend or relative, I think this is the time. We talked about these dignitaries that lost their lives. For instance, the department or the government, bodies in whatever power, can also reach out to their family members and then maybe organize something for them all to come together on the day. So people can also step in and say, you know what, I think that we need to do something. Somebody did something a few years ago that I thought was brilliant. Again, I know we're talking about Valentine's, but it was Mother's Day. And they actually invited me and they had this lovely event in a beautiful hall, a conference. Or what they did was they invited all mothers who had lost their children.
Wow.
And for me, even though I had to do the talk, I found it so emotional. It was so powerful. And I thought, what a beautiful thing to do. And these mothers came in their numbers. It was very emotional, but it was also very sweet. They really enjoyed the fact that they could relate to people who were in similar situations than them. It didn't matter whether it was like through miscarriage or through maybe the child is old, they lost the child when the child was older or younger, but it's like the common difference just made it so good. So going forward, these are some of the things that we have to do. That let's look at these anniversaries, let's look at these momentous times and arrange something for people going through that. Let's reach out to them.
Doc, how does our subconscious or our mind also, I feel like it's all in the mind.
Yeah.
So how does it affect how we feel, especially the disappointment that you may feel during such occasions?
Very interesting, yeah. Our environment affects us. So that is where we go into that nature versus nurture thing, biology versus environment. So sometimes even I feel that, you know what, actually I'm going to have a good day on Valentine's Day or whatever the occasion is. Then my neighbor starts playing this music or starts, I just say, oh, let me just check Facebook, what's there today, or then somebody just posts something. Then it reminds me of my partner or, so that moment I used to share with my mom or my dad or my child. And it brings everything back. Because, like I said about the reward system, we have chemicals or neurotransmitters running. We have the reward, the sadness, the this, the that. So as human beings, we feed into what is going on around us, as well as the inner and the outside. That's why we have the inner stress and the outer stress that affects us. So the environment, what's going on around me. I like coming here. Why? Because I have you, Eno, and I have you, Jude, and I feel like we communicate well. I may end up going somewhere as well, and it's how people don't realize that how the host also does things affect, the what should I say, the guest or whoever is coming. And you say, actually, I don't like that anymore. Because the environment is impacting whoever the resource person is as well. So it's not just about your knowledge, but it's how questions are asked, it's how, things flow, it's how the whole production is done. I'm just using this because we're here. So our brain pick up on this thing. So even before I walk in, oh, I'm going to Channel 1. That's brilliant. I'm going with my favorite people. That's good. Oh, I love the producer. That's good. So all of that is already giving me the incentive. So it's not even about my knowledge or whatever, but just the fact that I'm comfortable coming to a place. I'm comfortable sitting here. I'm comfortable talking because I know that you'd ask the right questions. I know that you're knowledgeable about what you're doing and all that. And that's how individuals operate. A child is walking to school, or I'm expecting that maybe my husband at least would acknowledge the day and get me a bunch of flowers. Then the day comes and it's as if they're not even, oh, it's another day, which we hear all the time. Oh, it's another day. Every day we are married, so every day is Valentine. I know that, it's, every day is Valentine. That's very, very true. But when society is put a day aside to acknowledge that, it hurts when you feel that you're not appreciated. It hurts. Even if you buy it for me today or the day before, can you just keep it a few hours? Or can you give it to me a few hours before? So it could even be 11, whatever, before midnight or whatever, but it's that day. You know, and that's how we feel. I don't know whether I'm answering your question, but it makes that difference. It doesn't, I did something, was it 2 days ago, and I was talking to the people, I said, sometimes it's not even how much we are being given. It's the fact that the acknowledgement that I acknowledge that I love you, I care, you're there, and I know that you're there. So maybe this month I don't have much money, or I don't have this, or I don't have that, but I want you to have this biscuit just to let you know that I love you and I appreciate you and I appreciate what is going on. But when we start saying things like, oh, but we've been married 20 years, so what's the point? You know me already. You know that I'm not romantic. Who cares about you not being romantic? You know, when I get into that, I start shouting. Who cares about not being romantic? Can you please, just for whatever, just for today, make me a cup of tea and get some biscuits and get a nice music on and just spray some perfume or oils around the house and let me just feel that this is a different time. Or you know what, can you just massage my hands? Let me know that you don't do it, but just for today, you're going to massage my hands or my feet. And that's what makes the difference.
How can you communicate that or your unmet expectations to your partner without, causing conflict or raising any...
Pick the moment that is right, and you would ask, well, when is right? We all know when our spouses, the times when they are excited or relaxed. I remember years and years ago, my mom would talk to my dad like before the day breaks, like, when people are in bed and they're laughing, or it's just the two of them and they're laughing, and lots of people have those moments where you know that your partner is in a good mood.
So that's
so
the
maybe
right
when
time.
they're eating or whatever, you have to study them. When are they in their element? Maybe they're talking to their friends, or maybe they're talking to their family, and they're laughing. As soon as they put the phone down, that's it.
That's the right time.
I've got the happy brain moving, so this is my moment. And also, don't make it so you don't get me anything. No, it's just, do you know there's Valentine? Yeah, I don't like Valentine and that. Then you start bringing a story. Do you know when we first met and you did this? And do you remember that restaurant we went? Do you know how we had a good laugh? So you bring in a story that would juggle his memory, and again, we go to the reward brain. When you got me that, I really felt good. It was really good. That was the time that we used to have a good time, isn't it? And sometimes I say to people, how is it that somebody will choose this and not choose that? Sometimes it's these little things, because every time they are with that person, the things that the person would say, how they go about it, it makes them feel good. It makes them feel like they can achieve anything. Meanwhile, they wouldn't spend a penny or anything on that person. So you with your person at home, just say, do you remember that cup of tea that you made me last year? My goodness, the sugar was just right. The milk was just right. The quantity of the coffee was just right. It's so good. How about we have that, tomorrow? I'm looking forward to that, Let's share that again. So you've indirectly dropped that in, right? But what you're saying is, that was good, so let's have coffee. Or let's have tea.
Doug, we have to go, but briefly, for the singles out there that felt disappointed or let down, or, people are teasing them online, Valentine is coming, you are sitting at home. What advice do you have for them?
What I'll say is, it's your time to love yourself. You don't always have to wait for somebody to acknowledge you or choose you or pick you or buy things for you. Have a great time, book somewhere, go somewhere, do things for you. Because sometimes what we don't realize is when you're so happy, that is when people would rather come to you and say, what has this person got? That is so infectious. Because why are they so happy? Because we assume that we need to be with somebody to be happy. First of all, look after you. Make you feel special. Make people want what you've got that they haven't got. So that man or that woman would think, wow, I like how this girl behaves. I like how she dresses. I like how she comports herself. I like let's say even if you're a single parent and you think, well, I have this, so I can't have a man or I can't have a woman. You know what? People are attracted to that. Your relationship with your kids. So Valentine's Day, book a table, take your kids out, sit there. You see that man in that corner, wondering, my goodness, if I should have children, this is how this woman would treat my children. You never know. So don't beat yourself with what goes on social media. The first thing is, number one, love you. And when you do that, the attraction, and also it will make you happy and you attract.
Dr. Annie Gazy, thank you so much. I'm sure we've all learned or picked a thing or two. So love yourself first and foremost, and every other thing will fall in place, Anna.
Absolutely. and Doc, thank you so much for your time. I'm grateful that you could join us. Pretty shortly we'll be having sports. Gabi, I think you should just join us, right? You know, yeah, amazing.
Okay, hi people.
Yeah,
hi. How you doing?
Hi, Doc. I like your last words though. Take care of yourself first, and then the rest will follow, right?
Yeah, definitely.
No, El Milito.
Charlie Maji.
How did you spend your Valentine? You had a good one?
Oh yeah, it was great. You need to take care of yourself, just like Doc said.
I like that.
Yeah, that's what I did. I took care of myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that. We'll be right back with sports. Don't go away.
Wanted is to be part of a real family. I thought you were kind.
Akwele, I offered you money, got you a hotel for a few nights. That was the best I could do.
I wanted little dignity and shelter. I promised I wouldn't speak of that night. I promised I would help around the house. You know, cook, wash, keep quiet, and I met it.
You make it sound so simple.
It was simple until you made it complicated.
Akwele pregnant for you? I didn't say she was pregnant for me. All I said was she was pregnant.
She said you know who the father of that child is. And we both know what that means. Any problem?
No, Your Highness.
Good. Then continue your royal duty with gratitude.
Permission to resign.
Denied.
The Blankstons, coming soon on Channel 1 TV.
The vibe is too much.
At Go Ghana, this much, we don't just remember where we're from, we celebrate who we are. Our stories, our culture, our rhythm, our pride. And it all begins with an evening designed to set the tone for an unforgettable Heritage Month. Join us as we officially launch the Heritage Month 2026 in grand style, color, and culture. Date is Wednesday, 25th February 2026. The venue is the Channel 1 TV Gardens. The time is 5:30 p.m. prompt. It will be an evening of culture, conversation, music, fashion, and storytelling as we unveil the exciting lineup of events and programs specially curated for you this March. From powerful cultural experiences to engaging community moments to celebrations that connect generations. The Heritage Month 2026 promises something for everyone. This is more than a lunch. It's a gathering of cultural lovers, a meeting of tradition and modern expression, a night that sets the heartbeat for the month ahead. The Heritage Month Launch 2026. We will see you there. This event is strictly by invitation. Love isn't always about expensive gifts or grand gestures. Sometimes it's the little things that mean the most. This Sunday on The Upside Down Show, join Frema Edunyame as she discusses showing love when money is a limitation with Reverend Nanaya Prempe.
So for people, or let's say couples, who really want to demonstrate their love, especially in this period, Valentine's Day, but the money is not there. How can we go about things? Ideas we can,
Yeah, Ebina make her say, the man can switch the role for the day. So pamper your woman. This day is not the only day to show love.
Yeah.
But it's a day that has been delegated for showing love. So you do it to the extreme.
Yeah.
See, until I grew up, I never understood and knew that chocolate, though made out of bitter coffee, did not only taste sweet, but also had some sour and bitterness. But you showed it to me, baby.
Join in at 7 p.m. this Sunday on Channel 1 TV for a warm, inspiring, and heartfelt conversation. Wishing you a happy Valentine's Day.
Welcome back. It's now time for sports. Gabby Ofe joins us for the very latest in the world of sports.
And I am Gabby Ofe.
Charlie, amazing. Gabby, what's the latest?
Yeah, so the latest is that the Black Princesses were in action yesterday all the way in Nelspruit, South Africa for the second leg of the Under-20 Women's World Cup qualifiers, the third round, so they've progressed to the fourth round. They'll be taking on Uganda. We played South Africa here 2-2, so we needed a good result in South Africa to progress, and we got that good result. So we are through to the fourth round, which will take on Uganda.
What was the result?
What?
What was the result?
1-0. So 3-2 on aggregate. We've always qualified to the Under-20 Women's World Cup. Since 2010, we've always qualified, but we've never won it. Not even winning it, but we've never progressed out of the group stage. It's always a group stage exit. So from 2010 to 2024, which was the last edition, it's always a group stage exit. We've always come close, yet but far. 2014, we finished with 6 points. In fact, the three teams all finished with 6 points, but it was goal difference that did not allow the Princesses to progress. And so this time around, we are hoping that they can change that narrative. I think qualification has never been the problem for the Princesses. It's always about getting out of the group stage to the round of 16 that has been a problem. And if you keep on changing coaches after every qualification series, I think you're not going to get that consistency or that run from the team. And that's what we've been doing to the Princesses every time. Every time a coach fails to guide a team out of the group stage, some way, somehow, the GFA has its own ideas of changing the coach and bringing in a new coach. This time around, they're working with Charles Sampson, who would be hoping to change that narrative. So I think I don't want to say they've done well, because that's their job. They've been doing that every time. So we are looking forward to the fourth round, will be played in May. So we are looking for the four best African countries to represent the continent at the Under-20 Women's World Cup in Poland. So, yeah, congratulations to...
What did you think of their performance?
The performance? I think it was good. I was surprised by the performance from the South Africans here in Accra, yeah. But then again, I wasn't too surprised, because when you look at women's football on the continent, they are part of the top girls.
Right.
South Africa, Nigeria, Morocco, Ghana, and yeah, you want to speak of Zambia. But they were very, very happy that they got 2 goals here. And they were very confident that going to their home game in South Africa and Nelspruit, they would beat us, but it didn't go to. I think we had a lot of quality players who rose to the occasion for Charles Sampson to go past the South Africans Under-20. So congratulations to Ghana's ladies. South Africa will try next time and the qualifiers, yeah.
So you said the next one is in May.
Yeah. So the final round will be playing Uganda.
Wow.
Yeah, Uganda. They also progress after going past Zambia. So it's Ghana, Uganda for then we'll pick the best 4 to go to Poland in September. That's when the World Cup will take place. Yeah.
Amazing. So that's the latest on the local scene.
Yeah. There's
still more local.
You want to talk about Enos Kotoko? What team do you support in the local scene though?
I used to support Bamboo Heart of Lions.
Sabudenche.
How?
Are you sure?
Since yesterday, I asked you.
Are you sure?
What I say?
No,
you don't have
because
time, so you never know.
How did you end up there?
Yeah. How did you end up there?
Oh, they had a player called. He was the number 10. Is it Gau Gatete?
Gau Gatete. Okay, he came in mind though.
Yeah.
I just want to mention.
And they had another one. Home. Oh.
So this you are talking about when they were in their prime some years back.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, I agree.
Okay, so you said that was then. So now.
No, but once you're a fan, I stick with them. Then I used to support Legon Cities because it came around a time when I was just leaving campus and,
And you behave yourself.
No, I'm
You behave
serious.
yourself.
But I think those clubs don't have fans.
Oh, no, we're not
Legon Cities,
saying
yeah.
that.
you will get into that.
Go ahead. Tell us about the Super Club.
So this game is taking place later today at 5 p.m. at the Babara Sports Stadium. As arguably Ghana's two biggest teams facing each other in Kumasi. Heart of Oak have not beaten Kumasi Asante Kotoko in the Super Class since 2018. I told you this the last time.
Yes.
And Kotoko are going to this game on the back of Zito resigning. Zito says he resigned. Zito says they didn't sack him, so he resigned. So Kotoko would rely on their interim coaching in Prince Osei Owusu to lead the team. But it should be a good game. If you pay particular attention to these fixtures in the last 5 seasons, I think it's always been boring and mundane, especially the play from the two teams. You don't find anything exciting.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, I don't know. You look at the quality of play. I don't like what I see. It's normally a goalless draw, a 1-0 draw. Comparing to what we used to see from 2010 to, let's say, before COVID. It was pretty exciting, but now you can't really get a lot to talk about. I think it has to do with standout players from both teams. Now you can't really pick. If you walk to the street and you ask the ordinary Ghanaian to mention one key player from both sides, I think people will struggle. Maybe for us that we follow the game, that's why we can actually promote. Well, he was doing well. They shipped him to somewhere. He came back. The fans were not too happy. In fact, they sold him on the day that Kotoko lost in Algeria. How do you do that?
Was it Morocco or Algeria?
Morocco, sorry. But I'm expecting that narrative is different today. They go to Babayara and then beat. Not beat us, but give us a good performance. Kotoko themselves have not commanded supporters lately because the fans are not too happy. They are disgruntled with a lot of things, managerial-wise, coaching, players leaving and in and out. So the fans are not too happy. But one thing I've realized about people in Kumasi is that they are always upset, but they some way somehow find themselves at the stadium.
I know, right?
Yeah, they'll say, like, won't come and watch. They do the same thing with the Black Stars. But when it's match day,
I think that they built, I was trying to retrieve like a story on the Ashanti Regional Minister.
Yeah.
How many tickets has he bought?
He said, what, 500?
500 tickets. Yeah. And like, I get that like they're trying to whip up.
Yeah, they did the same thing last season to that. They said every goal for, what was it, 1,000 Ghana cedis?
And I understand he met
it's $100 to
yeah.
So, but you see, those things just you can't just rely on those things. Yeah, it has to be a consistent something to let the fans be part of.
What's the state
of the club?
Ghana Premier League?
Yeah, say more. It's there.
You know, but you see, sometimes too, people follow it religiously. So I'm wondering, and
the way you guys follow the EPL religiously.
Yeah. Oh, people do follow the league religiously like that.
They do.
Yes, I saw some fun. I saw some fun. I think Kotoko played at the University of Ghana Sports Stadium, and I think Kotoko drew also. And the guy was with the camera recording the fans. Oh, hello. He was just so, and I was like, wow.
There are some fans who actually love the club.
I was like the guy came from Kumasi to come and watch the game. You know, so I was like, wow, people. You like,
the late Nana Poli was
one of the
yeah, he was always following the club everywhere. Outside of Ghana, he would be there. So there are some fans who have actually devoted their time and life to the club. But the club, what's the club giving the fans back in return?
Is it the club or the league, the quality of the league?
I want to pick these two teams because they are in action today. If you want to broaden it, look at it from a bigger picture. The quality of the league is questionable slightly. Because
even after all the injection of money,
it has to do with what the coaches are teaching the players and the understanding of the game by the players themselves. Because when the coaches are the architects of what the players would be doing on the pitch. So if you're unable to coach a player very well and they go on the pitch and they are doing all sorts of things. Look, quickly, When Fabio Gama came to Ghana, the Brazilian chap who came, he granted an interview and said that in the Ghana Premier League, he realized that we don't dwell so much on the tactical stuff of it. It has to do with more physicality. Yeah, those stuff. You get yeah, that's what coach would say. It has to do like you have to see the tactical bits of the whatever.
But coach went to grant an interview and said that they were not tracking back.
Zito, running and tracking free.
Oh well.
Yeah, so
the Republic of Football.
we are back on radio.
We're running and tracking on radio.
Yeah, today at 2 p.m. Republic of Football 97.3. Join myself and the guys, Coach Christopher Nimley, and the guys will be there to talk more.
But this Friday guys are misbehaving. At the start of the show, you were misbehaving. Anyway, guys,
thank you so much.
You're welcome.
We really appreciate you joining us for Sunday breakfast and every other weekend that you join us. We appreciate you. Continue to do the same. Keep watching Channel 1 TV. I'm Eno Safo.
My name is Jude Duncan. Catch you same time next week. Bye-bye.
Cherished viewers, thank you for tuning in again to another episode of Adoration. We're glad to have you join us again this Sunday as we lift up worship to the Father. And we have a surprise for you today. Introducing for the first time on Adoration is the Evergreen Joyful Way Incorporated, who will be ministering to us. For decades, they have blessed us with timeless songs, and their annual event, Explosion of Joy, is etched on the gospel calendar every year. Today, wherever you are, join in, sing along, dance along as we worship the Father with the Joyful Way Incorporated.
Hallelujah. Glory to God. Glory, 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 glory. We bless the name of the living God. Wherever you are, you want to praise with us, you want to dance, you want to shout as we do this together. Everybody. Hey, what's my Yesu ni wangu wasema wa milele. Oh, Yesu ni wangu wasema wa milele. Yesu ni wangu wasema wa milele. One more time. I said Yesu ni wangu wasema wa milele. Are you ready? Hey, wasema wa milele. Hey, wasema wa milele. Hey, wasema wa milele. Hey, wasema wa milele. Oh, wa milele. Hey, wa milele. Wa milele. Hey, wa milele. Hey, wa milele. Wa milele. Hey, wa milele. Hey, wa milele. Hey, wa milele. Wa milele. Hey, wa milele. Hey, wa milele. Meyi na ya, meyi nyamya yo. Meta na se, meta nyamya si yo. Meyi nyamya yo. Meyi nyamya yo. Meyi nyamya yo. Meyi nyamya yo. Meyi na ya, meyi nyamya yo. Meda nasio, meda nyamya si yo. Me tutuno, me pekano, me manesuo, me kutuno. Meyi nyamya yo. 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 Let me hear you shout. Show them, show them, show them. Mama yamba do say yeah. Hey, mama yamba do say oh, Messiah, me your hit. Yeah, me your hit. Touch your boss, yummy, or your hit it. Kill your boy, yummy, or your hit it. Yes, mama yamba do say mama, 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 mama yamba do say mama, mama, mama. Be your head, yeah, be your head. Touch your boss, yummy, or your head. Kill your boy, yummy, or your head. It's mama, yamba, no, I say, yeah, mama, 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 yamba, no, I say, mama, 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 yamba, no, I say. Mama yagina yamba, mama yamba no say. Mrs. Mamma Yasudina, say Mamma Yasudina, say Mamma Yasudina, say Mamma Yasudina. Sisa wode wako mama noa, sisa wode wako mama. Sawore wako mama noa, sawore wako mama noa. This is Mamma Yasudina, right? Say Mamma Yasudina, say Mamma Yasudina, say Mamma Yasudina. Sit it, sawore wako mama, sawore wako mama noa. Sawore wako mama noa, sawore wako mama noa, sawore wako mama noa. Hey, hey, ade obaya, hey. Akwena mawu, Jehovah miye kafuna. Akwena Yehovah be a food. Come on, sing it with us. Hallelujah. 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 Hosiana. Let's do this one together. Come on, let's sing it, let's sing it. Hey, one girl, hey, hey, one girl. Everybody, one girl. Can we sing it one more time? I sing one girl. Hey, one girl. Everybody, one girl. This is my favorite part. Hey, David, Machepo, hey, David, Machepo, David, Machepo. Hey, David, Machepo. Hey, David, Machepo. Wale moko. Everybody. Wale moko. manos. Come on, come on, hey. Give the Lord a shout. Where are my tenants? Hey, hey. Wherever you are, if you are not dancing, then I don't know what you are doing. Hey! Shoulders, shoulders, shoulders. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Let me hear you shout. Keep worshiping. The Lord is good. Keep worshiping. Wherever you are, just keep worshiping. He is good. He's a good God. He's the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords. He's the great I am. Just keep worshiping. Yeah, thou art Kenya Zeya Kopon Yetawa Sierra Zeya Kopon. I take it again. Yetawa Sierra Eraze Yankopon Yeta Awa Asira Tia Kopon Yeta Wase a wood day. Yansaya wood day. I want in your wood day. And you yam your wood day.
say, oh, oh, oh.
Kronkonyame. Budi. Oh, Kronkonyame. Budi. Try to sing. Hallelujah. Just keep worshiping, keep worshiping, keep worshiping, keep worshiping. Nah, yeah, yeah, Udin. Nah, yeah, yeah, Udin. Nah, yeah, nah, yeah.
We give you all the honor, we give you all the praise. You're worthy, you deserve adoration. We honor you, O King. Receive our worship. This is Adoration on City TV. My name is Edinam Bright Davis, and today the Joyful Way Incorporated are ministering with us. Don't go away, we'll be right back.
City TV is live on DSTV. Go to channel 363. On GoTV, access City TV on channel 182. On a digital TV, please press the menu button on the remote control and run a new search on your TV. Take note that without an antenna, you cannot access City TV on your television. City TV can be accessed on a free-to-air digital box like the GoTV and StarTimes box. City TV, it's your world.
Wherever you are, we want you to join us. Give the Lord a mighty praise. Woo! Hey, insert, yeah, crack. Never gonna say so more. 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 Never gonna say. It's the ascent. Totoné, Jinaje, Totoné, Fiotifi, Atoye, Ekiwe, Apoye, Mumbo Yesu Oseye. Adasa meni nara, yebe bono se sronko. Adasa meni nara, mufanza monyina jewai, monyina je, nunana se, munkamfune, muntuntumbe rato. Yesu ana, Yesu ana, Yesu ana, Yesu ana. Wamowu fuwa sore, abole fuwe nyangwa, oni femi e wadie, asutifo ati asemba, Yesu ana. Eba! Yesu, 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 Yesu ana. Awe wana ni enije, wama omu akasa, ikubwe wiye kunibi, eja, eba! Yesu ana. Yesu, 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 oh, Yesu ana. Oku kofu wa befie, eku kwa dani asa, oku nafu enyekuru, ata kwa dani adonfo. Yesu ana. Yesu, 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 Yesu ana. Itumombo Yesu oseye. Mumba Yesu oseye, Yesu, Mumba lose, aye, Totrobo sunamia, Utoto na buberi akatalantu eradi. Utu obiaranta, uwe to me nyamie, obiarantu mi unu kasa breko nyamie. O kasa, obiaranke bina, ostia de nyamie muni osiyeyo. Yabebo ose aye. Mumba Yesu oseye, osesrukuo. Yesu oseye, okateche. Aye. Tete boafu amboa, oda soyote asefu ehuna bobrinda mia. Amone mu okateche, na mitumfo, oni miyada ofo. Jude mujata okumu okufo, media kwe. Suwisi munukuma, akobeto na miye. Yabebo ose soroko ose aye. Endia se. Eba. She will hang it. Hey, you will hang it. Hey, two to the left, two to the right, two to the left, two to the right. Show them, ate. Woo! Namya ye biama ye no, inti ye bedi aso. Oh, into tukerazo. One, two, oh, and that's a kerazo. It's a danasi. Oh, I am a kerazo. Oh, minamia kafuri mabulolota, asa yenye chilo. nenya mina ye. Wonyina nenya mina ye. Oh Sunday, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Nana deje wa da 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 da. Wonyina ye. Na ye. Eva. Kafu kafu echena mabu. Echena mabu bebe. Kafu 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 Enyonami, enyonabo, enyonami. Kafu kafu echena mabu. Echena mabu bebe. Come on, trumpet! Are you ready? Listen, sing. Everybody go down. Hey, everybody go down. Hey, everybody go down. Everybody go down. Everybody go down. Hey, go look, go look, go look. Everybody go look, go look, go look. Are you ready? Are you ready? Give the Lord a shout in your room. Let's go. Give the Lord a shout.